There we go. All right. And so let me start off by simply saying, after we've gone through that disclaimer, everybody, and we go on to this, I want everybody to consider this. Right now, we do not have a disclaimer on our paper money. And I personally believe that there should be a disclaimer on our paper money because really it is not backed by anything at all. And so I'm going to share with you a little bit more about what's going on in the world and what we have as a solution that can help each one of you out there. First off, consider this, and I don't even think I have to ask this question. Are you working harder now than you were before just to be able to make ends meet? And it's basically that way for everybody. And if you take a look back in history or even in time, 2017, the numbers are worse today, obviously. But then 44% of Americans, almost half of them, said they couldn't even cover a $400 emergency expense without having to go out and borrow the money or take it off a credit card or something like that. So the numbers out there already were stacked against people. Now, if you consider, these are the price increases from 2000 to 2018. And these numbers are high, but if you consider that what's happened in the past 2 years has eclipsed what you see here, it's kind of mind-blowing. Now, I will tell you this, Danielle and myself, how we actually came to look at this membership was that it was the beginning of 2020, and we're looking at our bank account that we were actually paying extra money to have an interest-bearing account because we wanted to be able to keep up with the rising cost of living. As it turned out, we weren't even earning enough in interest to be able to cover the cost of the fees on that particular account. So we were going backwards. And that's what was the eye-opener for us. That's when we started listening to Robert Kiyosaki, who we had been following. And he's always tweeting and talking about buying gold and silver. And that's what opened our eyes. So we bought some locally, but didn't really have any more knowledge from that. And a few months later, a friend introduced us to this, and we got started with this membership. And it has been a life changer for us. We've been able to save more money than we've ever been able to save. And at the same time, we've been able to go out there and feel comfortable and good despite a chaotic environment around us. And that's what I'm going to share with you, because right now I'm going to create for you the reality of what we are in right now. This is not meant to scare anybody. It's just the reality, because it is something that we want to be prepared for what's coming in the future. So consider what's happened with the dollar since 1913 when the Fed was created, what's happened to its value. Well, this only goes up to 2013. And if you consider that it lost 96% of its purchasing power in that 100 years. And a couple of the reasons why were that, first off, in 1944, when we were established as the world's reserve currency, all of a sudden, all of the other countries around the world were now using our dollars because they were just as good as gold. However, excess spending was taking place here in the United States. Sound familiar? And a lot of these countries wanted to come get their gold from the United States. And in 1971, this happened.
I have directed the Secretary of the Treasury to take the action necessary to defend the dollar against the speculators. I have directed Secretary Connally to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold or other reserve assets.
All of the problems that we see today in the monetary system are a direct result of the decision made in August 15th, 1971, to abandon fixed link back to gold. What gold did is it provided discipline on governments, provided discipline on government spending.
By removing the link between gold and the US dollar, President Nixon created a system where all currencies were backed by nothing. This is what is known as a fiat currency.
Fiat currency is currency that's backed by nothing except government promises. The word fiat is a Latin word, and it basically means currency that's circulating by force. If people have confidence in that currency, and if there's enough government force, that will enable the currency to circulate for a period of time until people lose confidence in the currency.
There is no nation on this planet that currently uses money. We all use currency. There will come a day when everybody knows the difference.
Money is a medium of exchange, and the way it has evolved is that it's always something of intrinsic value until the modern age, when the politicians say, well, we don't need anything of intrinsic value anymore. All we need is political decree. We can say this is money, this piece of paper is money. Now money has a new characteristic. But underneath it all, there's this same concept in place that nobody ever seems to challenge, and that is that governments have a right to declare something of no value to be money, and you must accept it. That's really the problem, and it's still the problem today. It's destroying the economies of the world.
Hyperinflation may be one of several scenarios facing the world today. But history has shown us that whenever a nation tried to run its economy using an artificial fiat system, the end result is always the same: disaster.
There is a proven 100% failure rate. There is no exception to this. Fiat currencies always fail. And then 40 years ago, we tried this grand experiment where all the world's currencies became fiat at the same time, when we ended the Bretton Woods system.
The world is going to have to extricate itself from this monetary system based on the dollar, because if you want to back your currency, you have to back it with something. You can't back it with nothing. You know, I always think of that old Superman movie where the first one where Lois Lane, you know, she falls off the top of the building and Superman catches her. And he says, "I got you. Don't worry, I got you." And she says, "Well, you got me. Who's got you?" Well, that's the dollar. Who's got the dollar? It's not Superman. The dollar can't fly on its own. The dollar used to be backed by gold. It was gold that had the dollar. It's like everybody has tethered their ships to the Titanic of currencies. And so we're all going to go down.
All right. Well, I mean, I will tell you, we also have a brand new Titanic set that just recently came out in our collectibles as well, since he brought up the Titanic. But just really kind of getting back to, if you take a look at what's happened historically, everybody, every fiat currency system has basically failed, as you've learned in history. And if it hasn't yet, it's got a 100% failure rate as a track record. These are just different examples. You take a look at Germany, Argentina, Zimbabwe, and most recently, Venezuela, even Sri Lanka, we started seeing this happening. They print more money to go out there and try and get themselves out of a crisis. And what that ends up doing is leading to just disaster, because the more you print, the less it's worth. And unfortunately, the people that are here in the US haven't discovered that yet, because they're following the same track record as all these companies. It has been written that they look to take us to a digital currency system. If they do that, everybody, it's not going to be at a transition rate that's going to be favorable to any of us, which is why we need to go out there and be proactive to protect ourselves against what's going on in the world. Take a look at this slide right here. Now, this is kind of comical if you look at it from a funny standpoint, but it's not a joke. That's what happened. Look up in the corner. That's Germany in 1923, what they were doing to buy some of the basic necessities. And this is only just letting us know that we need to be proactive to protect everything we've been working so hard for. And the secret really comes down to sound money. You know, gold and silver is God's money. It's been around for thousands of years. It's going to be here long after you and I are gone. And it's always been considered money. Anywhere you go in the world, they're going to look at this and consider it money. And right now, the banks and the governments are hoarding gold and silver by the tens of millions of ounces. That should be a clue that we want to go out there and protect ourselves. Now, what is one silver eagle worth? You know, you take a silver eagle, you look on the back, it says it's worth $1, which is what a bank would consider it to be. And you take a paper dollar and that says it's worth $1. But if you really take a look at how much it would cost to get a silver eagle, this is as of August, it was $35. And right now we've got great deals on eagles at right around $36 an ounce, which is outstanding. But if you consider the paper dollar compared to that ounce of silver, which is better? Look historically at what happened. In 1965, 2,500 ounces of silver or 2,500 paper dollars would have bought you a brand new car. However, you fast forward to 2020, 2,500 ounces of silver would literally be able to buy you 2 Ford Mustangs, whereas $2,500 would barely put the down payment on one if it would do that. Here's another example that really blew my mind. Back in 2001, if you were to buy a home, it would cost you about $169,000 or 626 ounces of gold. Well, if you fast forward to 2021, just 2 years ago, you could have literally, for less gold, gone out and bought 3 homes worth more than $1 million combined. Imagine if we had known this, which we're not taught in school, back in time and started converting our paper money over into silver and gold, where we would be today. And that's the thing, we're not taught this, everybody. It's not something they want everybody to know about, which is why we need to be proactive at getting the message out about what we're doing and bless and help a lot of people. Now, when people start buying gold and silver, they have these questions and concerns, just like Danielle and I did. You know, what do I buy and who do I trust? That was a big one. And do I need a certain amount to get started? And then, of course, we're always getting mixed advice on what to buy. And you've got scammers that we have to look out for. There are often high minimums, again, keeping the average person out of being able to participate. And many companies out there are actually selling inventory that they don't even have in stock, meaning you're going out there and putting your trust on the hope that they're going to be able to get this silver from where it's coming down from the COMEX so that they can get it out to you. And that's why it's so important that we go out there and get ourselves a place where we can find a trustworthy source to be able to get access to it. That's where 7K comes in. 7K believes it should be good for the average person. That was their mentality, and that was the mindset at the very, very beginning. Help the average person to protect their assets, get their hands on gold and silver. And so this company, I have to tell you, it is a very diverse company of extremely good people. You know what one of the biggest benefits are of this particular company is the community. The people who just, everybody relies on everybody. They don't look at any of the different races or ages or whether you're skinny or if you're a little bit heavier. They don't look at any of this stuff. All we do is we're a common, like-minded group that wants to go out there and keep our freedoms and bless and help other people to be able to protect the money that they've worked all their lives and so hard for. And what a wonderful group of people. It is such an awesome community. I can only stress that. And you'll hear that in some of the stories and testimonials down the road. Now, if you look at our founders, these four gentlemen are four of the highest class quality individuals that literally you have to meet, because you have to see their true character. You know, just showing a picture doesn't do it justice. But if you take a look at what their quote was down in the corner, it seriously epitomizes each one of these gentlemen. We created 7K because we genuinely want to improve the lives of people around the world. Roger Ball, who you see up in the upper right-hand corner, was a former founder of Melaleuca and literally spent time in Russia and saw when the financial and the money system collapsed and people making a run at the banks. He wanted to put something together as well with all of these folks that would help protect us against that same sort of future. Consider this too. This membership is just like Amazon, Spotify, Hulu, and other companies just like that. So we've got a membership model that can help to bless you. Matter of fact, it breaks down into two different areas in terms of the gold and silver. There's bullion and then there's collectibles. And I wanted to separate this because when we first got started, we didn't really know the difference. We knew that we wanted bullion. We knew that we wanted more ounces of silver or gold. As far as the collectibles, we didn't understand the value. We were thinking, well, I'm spending more money for those ounces than I need to by buying a collectible, so I want to stick with the bullion. We didn't understand the value of what the collectibles could do in terms of an appreciating asset. I'm going to share that with you in just a bit. But first off, let's tell you what you get with this membership. The first thing you're going to get is education. Now, there are people who are spending tens of thousands of dollars to go to school, but they're not learning anything more about what our money system is and how to protect themselves with these precious metals as assets. This is where this education comes in. Through the buyer certification training, they're going to teach you the 5 reasons as to why to buy gold and silver, and even break down the categories so you know which category or categories you fall into. Then it will even tell you which metals to buy. Now, in the collector's certification training, this was important for us because we needed to know if we're going to do the collectibles, how are we going to find the ones that are going to appreciate in value? And that's what the collector's certification training comes into play and how that will help you. These 2 trainings are worth the cost of these memberships alone because education is power. And again, we need to go out there and empower ourselves for this changing world. So let's get right into bullion. Let's talk about the bullion aspect, okay? First off, what is bullion? Bullion is any form of a metal, such as what you might see right here, that is not graded. It's not looked at for flaws or imperfections or anything like that. It's really looked at more for the price per ounce. There's several different types. There's bars, there's coins, there's rounds. But literally, we want to show you how you can get access to bullion through this membership. We give you access to everything from physical gold and silver bars, only selling inventory that we have with no minimums or no maximums with our digital wallet. You can literally buy gold and silver in fractional amounts, and it's one of the fastest liquidation processes on the market. So if you need to get the cash back, it's the click of a button, as simple as that. But I want to show you, actually ask Danielle to do a recording to show you how you can access bullion through this membership. So watch this. I think it'll be powerful.
Everybody wants bullion. When you get a 7K membership, we all get this beautiful replicated website. On it, there's a products page. Here you'll have a 7K Select where you can buy collectible coins. There's actually a jewelry section here in the US where you can buy jewelry. And then there's Dealer Direct. This is where 7K cuts out the middleman and gives us their dealer direct pricing. First come, first serve. If you see something you like, grab it. Anything you buy on this page will be sent to you. Once you've logged in, you can go now to your digital wallet. This is where you can buy fractional amounts of gold and silver 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You log in, you get yourself set up. You're going to put in your code that is going to protect you from being hacked. And then once you're in, you can see you can buy gold and silver, 4 different options, fractional amounts. Anything you buy will be stored on your behalf. If you choose to have it sent to you, it will be mailed to you in full ounces. There's also the ability as a membership to be able to transfer fractional amounts of gold and silver and even cash amongst the membership. So we can, in a sense, create our own economy within the membership. And the best part, what we're so excited about, is the Sound Money card that's coming very soon.
Hey, Mark, are you there? We don't hear anything.
Oh, I was rambling here with my mute on. Sorry about that. So let me just say this, what I was going to say on this last, I apologize about that, everybody. I will say this, that when you take a look at what's going on with this membership, there are a lot of people out there who come to me and they say, well, I've got my own dealer, or I can find silver and it's a little bit cheaper at this particular location. And here's what the company will tell you. If you can find it at a good price and you trust the source, then grab it. This is not meant to go out there and replace the people that you've already built relationships with, but rather to complement what you already have. And with that Sound Money wallet, we've got a bartering system built right into this membership between members. That's powerful stuff. Now I'm going to talk about the collectible space. We were not interested in this. Again, we wanted more ounces. We thought this was going to be more money per ounce than we really wanted to spend. We didn't understand that collectibles, the rarity and the design literally could make those go up and appreciate in value more than any of what we could see in the ounces right now. This Spider-Man comic was 12 cents back in 1962 and recently sold for $3.6 million. It's not the paper and the ink. It's the rarity, it's the collectability, it's the low mintage as it would be in a coin. But here it's because people just want that rare, good item. This Mickey Mantle card sold for $5.2 million in 2021. And just this past year, 1 year later, sold for over $12 million. Powerful. And it's only cardboard with ink. And you take a look at these other action figures and so forth. Collectibles are out there. And right now, the wealthy are putting their money into exclusive real estate, fine art, rare coins, gold, and usable precious metals. So there is a need for what we're providing for folks. Look at some of these coins that 7K has marketed in the past. The Julius Caesar came out in 2021 for $349 and is currently going for over $1,000. The Montana Butterfly, our very first collectible as part of our autosaver program, was $139. That's now going for over $1,000. We got it in December 2020, and people are spending $1,100 for that coin. I tell you, it's a smart way for us to go. When I'm looking at this from a marketing standpoint, why would people not want to convert their paper money that's depreciating in value into something that isn't appreciating?
Let me tell you about the $1.2 million
Listen to this.
It begins with the MS-70 Silver Eagle. Now, MS stands for Mint State. It's a grading system, and an MS-70 means the coin is in its perfect condition. If you purchased one of these coins every single month since 1986, you would be sitting on a $1.2 million portfolio. It would have cost you less than $50,000, but would be worth $1.2 million today.
So consider that, everybody. That story there was what got us convinced that we wanted to start doing the autosaver automatic discipline program. And we make it simple for you by providing you access to 4 different forms of collectibles, another one coming this year that you can go in and simply buy and have automatically sent to you each month. It's a smart investment. Again, we've been getting all 4 of them. The ones that I personally have been really falling in love with have been the State Animal Series in silver, just because their diversity and also the roots of humanity. But we've been getting all 4 and we love them. And I will tell you, it's been just a very, very smart move for us to make. Now, I will also show you this as to how to buy it. right. So that right there, because this was one of the big
Stack.
things for us that we didn't
When
really
we first got our membership with 7K, we had to be convinced to take part in the monthly auto saver, the disciplined auto savings. We're so happy that we did, because I'm going to show you. Initially, we didn't know what we were going to do with these collectible coins. We're like, how do we sell them if we want to sell them? Well, 7K ended up launching this amazing platform called Stack and Sell, where we can go in and we can actually scan our coins. They all have a barcode, and it acts as your inventory, so you can keep track of your coins. It's an appraisal, so it tells you what the current market value is. And it's also a marketplace where we can buy and sell the coins. Now, I'm going to show you what happened with that first coin that we had to be convinced to get. We got it in December of 2020. We paid $139 for the Montana butterfly. Already today, the market value is up to $1,054. Now, I can't guarantee what any coin is going to do, but I can tell you from our experience, diversifying in the collectibles has really made a huge impact in our offensive approach with gold and silver.
Awesome. And so that's another incredible benefit that was introduced into our company with Stack and Sell, because it really dealt with our biggest concern. If we buy these collectibles, how do we go out there and make sure that if we do decide that we sell them, that we're doing it in a safe place where the coins are real and authenticated? And then this platform came along that was exclusive. 7K is the only one in the world. Now other members outside can come in and they're putting in their coins, but they have to pay for these services. And I can tell you, it's one of the best benefits we have. We love this aspect of it. And we've seen about a 38% personal increase in our stack that we've been able to go out there and invest our money into, which is better than what we're getting in the bank when it was going backwards. Now, in addition to everything we've shown you, everybody, there are more benefits in here, and I'm going to kind of skim through them fairly quickly. First off, we have an incredible 7K Advantage discount program that can help you on saving on travel, and in the United States, over 800,000 other different ways to save. It's an outstanding program. As a matter of fact, we often take trips together as a company, and every member is invited. And if you do decide that you'd like to share this membership with others, you can actually earn part or all of that trip paid for when you go. We're going to the Dominican here in the next couple of months, and it's going to be a fun time. But I want you to see this. These are some of the member benefits. I just happened to pull these up. The 7K Advantage Discount Savings Program. As an active member, you're going to find, just look at these examples that I happen to pull out. This was done in August, but the same room at the same location in Vegas was 28 as compared to 59. And then the same thing with another big travel place, 74 compared to 61 and 127 compared to 201, the same location, the same night, the same exact dates. And you can see the differences there. In addition to this membership, you have first access to rare collectibles. These often sell out here right at 7K. So the members usually get all of these. And so people outside of 7K have to usually pay a higher price because they're getting them on Stack and Sell. You're going to have first access to these incredible collectibles, so you can be the one to get them before the price actually goes up in the secondary market. We also have so many other benefits that are included in this membership, including a 7K health insurance plan put forth by the sovereign nation of the Native Americans that literally is providing health insurance at about half the cost of our government-sponsored health care. You're going to hear a gentleman speaking a little bit later during today, and he's going to get into full detail about that 7K health. It's a U.S. Specific benefit, but I have to tell you, it is outstanding for those people who need health insurance or want to save. It is a great way to do it, and even with businesses, an excellent member benefit. We even have pet insurance for your pets. Doesn't matter how many pets that you have. You can get access to a gold-backed IRA with one of the top companies out there to help you to do that transition. You'll have access to bullion. You'll also have an e-commerce page where you can go on and point people to where they can go on and buy. For those people who might have a Zoom account or may want one, you can get a $140 a month Zoom account here for $13 a month. I have to tell you, the discounts and the savings within this membership is outstanding. And you even have the ability to be able to earn while you learn by sharing this with others and generate for yourself some tremendous 1099 tax benefits. There's so many benefits that come along with it, but one of the ones that I would say really is the most important that you don't hear a lot about are the intangible benefits, and that's the community and the fun and the family and the friendships that you create here. This is a wonderful group of people. You can hear it all the time. Now, I'm going to just play for you this very, very quick clip of some stories, and then we're going to continue on and we'll wrap up here in just a second.
Hi, my name is Curtis. I just wanted to share one thing about the Sound Money wallet. You know, I like it that you can buy gold and silver in fractional amounts. It is great for my children. You know, they don't have $2,000 to buy an ounce of gold, but they can go in there and they can buy $40. They can buy $100 worth of gold 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Hi, my name is Danielle, and while I love everything about my 7K membership, I would have to say my favorite thing is the buyer's certification program. That's the training that comes with the membership. I was a teacher for 14 years, and I cannot believe what I never learned. So 90 minutes, you will completely educate yourself, you'll empower yourself, and you'll understand why having gold and silver is where it's at.
I'm Jerry Haynes, and I live in Sarasota, Florida. The thing I love about Autosaver is that it has helped me develop a discipline that I don't naturally have. My husband is really disciplined. He saved savings bonds every month for years, so I had a stack of savings bonds, and I admired that in him. When I saw the Autosaver, that's the first thing that I really saw. It was like, oh my gosh, I can learn to save systematically that it does not come naturally to me.
I'm a jeweler by trade. I have 25 years experience in the fine jewelry industry. I've done thousands of appraisals throughout the years. I have a GIA degree. So when we have stack and sell, this is like an appraisal to me. You can see I've just got in here, I've got 84 coins listed in my stack. There's a 49% increase in value. That's over $5,000 in just about 6 months. This is like an appraisal. So you have the current market value, which is what an appraisal is, currently sells for, so that you can insure it or get a rider on your home policy. This is amazing.
Hi, this is Jay. As an international member, I like to bundle my coin shipments. So I just got my bundle in for the last few months, and I've logged into Stack and Sell. And I'm going to upload a coin. I'm going to show you how easy this is. This is just insane. I love this. You ready? Okay, so add item. I'm going to press add item. I'm going to take my mandala monkey here. I love my little monkey. And I'm going to press scan coin. Did you hear that? It's already scanned into my system. All right, so I'm going to press save. And I'm going to have a look here on my stack. I'm going to just scroll through my stack here. And I just got my monkey in. And let's see where he's at. Oh, my mandala monkey is already up by $72. Check that out. What a simple system. I love this. I can scan these in a couple of minutes.
And one of the reasons I love 7K is they offer a healthcare program. I've never seen that before in this industry. My daughter was going to go have knee surgery, which was going to cost her $7,000 because the deductible on her current insurance is $7,000. So when we looked at that, I introduced her to the healthcare program that 7K offers, and it would reduce that down to about $250. So it was amazing when she saw that. So there's a no-brainer there for joining 7K. I'm amazed that they even offer it to us. So individuals who have problems getting healthcare can use our program to do that. Thank you, 7K.
Hi, my name is Adam. I'm a 7K Metals member up in Maine, and I love being a member for the obvious reasons, but I love how it feels to be able to gift something that is precious and rare to somebody that is both precious and rare to me. My little brother just graduated high school as the salutatorian of his class, and after the ceremony, I had a silver ounce MS-70 coin in an envelope along with a note that I had written to him. And when I handed it to him, he felt the weight of the envelope in his hand, and he says, feels approximately like an ounce. And I said, it's precisely an ounce. And we had just a good laugh about that. But then for him to open the envelope and to see what was inside and see the look on his face, that was priceless to me. You know, it wasn't a gift card that I gave him. It wasn't cash that I gave him. It was something, you know, as I said, that's both precious and rare, and that's going to grow in value over time. You know, just like my little brother Sean is to me. He's precious, he's rare, and I know he is going to grow in value to the world over time. So it's just an awesome gift, an awesome experience, and I'm grateful that I was able to do that for him.
Awesome. And I just wanted to say, you know, it's a phenomenal thing that we have right here, everybody. And I'll get into explaining the difference of the two memberships and what your options are. But right now, before we go any further, I want to introduce a gentleman that I have a ridiculous amount of respect for, because I've been around and I've seen a lot of different companies, but to have a servant leader as a CEO like we do here at 7K Metals is unbelievable. I mean, it is just an extreme privilege. And so I'm going to step myself out of the way and bring on our CEO, Mr. Jason Arfman. And let me just make sure that you've got the ability, Jason, to be able to unmute here. Give me just 1 second, and let me do that for you. Okay. I'm going to just click, I'm going to allow everybody to unmute, but I'm going to ask everybody to stay muted. And Jason, if you can unmute, that would be great. So go ahead and unmute, Jason, and then I'll.
Mark, how are you today?
Doing awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us, Jason. We've got a large crowd all over the country here for you.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. And isn't it amazing technology, guys? I mean, Happy New Year to everybody. I mean, here we are. I'm in Idaho Falls, Idaho. You're in Maine. I see we have people all from around the country, even all the way into Hawaii. So Emily was on here as well. So awesome technology, guys. It joins us together, allows us to do this business, and it allows us to scale on a platform that is just amazing. So thank you guys for joining us. Now, do we have Bossier City on as well? We've got that one. I just want to double check so I know who we're talking to. Let's see, Iowa here. Yeah, I'm seeing some stuff just popping up at the bottom here.
People can unmute if you want real quick. I just allowed you the chance to do that if you want to share.
So do we have Curtis on? Is Curtis there in Bossier City with Bobby Matheny? They're on.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, you guys, I'm so excited to be here with all of you. You guys just saw some great testimonials coming in of what is happening here at 7K Metals. We're in the business of changing lives, you guys. We are a lifestyle company that has one of the most amazing products on the planet. That's gold and silver. You guys, we just upgraded this last week our Sound Money wallet. We're expanding. We're not resting on our accomplishments. We're not saying, hey, we've arrived. We continually work to get better and better and better. Isn't it amazing now? If you don't know this technology, if you're brand new on this call, that's okay. I might not understand everything I'm saying. Talk to the person who brought you to this call. But we've got a technology out there that is changing the world. It's disrupting the coin buying industry. Okay, this technology allows every family and household to buy gold and silver on any budget fractionally. Not only that, we now have different asset classes that you can buy. Not only can you buy gold and silver eagles in that Sound Money wallet, we also now added 100-ounce silver bars and 1-ounce gold bars. You guys, that is phenomenal. Like being able to get as close to spot as you want to, that's great. And it's one of the best ways that we can teach families to really protect their earnings by putting it into gold and silver and letting that grow over time. Okay, it's one of the best defenses out there. We've watched gold and silver over the last 500 years in this economy, and it's done phenomenal. And right now we're seeing, the world where inflation and the dollar is struggling. So we've got a solution to that. But one of the best things that we have done, you guys, is taking this technology to a whole new level, allowing you to liquidate it instantaneously. But now we've also added a credit card in there, so you can buy gold and silver within the Sound Money wallet. And you can transact between members, right? You can send gold, silver, or cash in between members. You guys, this technology is revolutionizing how we deal in gold and silver. We're one of the only companies out there that is doing it. We've seen other companies trying to copy us, and they're failing coming out of the gate because they don't know the purpose of why they're trying to do it. They just see us doing very well with it, but they don't understand the why behind it. And the why is all of you. We have members educating members. We've got trainings that tell you about how to buy gold and silver. What is a spot price? What is premium price? What does this all mean? And we're educating our members. You guys, we have an audience here, and we have a way that we can communicate to all of our members and give them the amazing benefits that lie within 7K. So we are super excited. we just came off of one of the best years in company history, 2022. And, where a lot of companies are kind of gloom and doom, they're saying, oh, 2023 is going to be tough. We might be heading into a recession. You guys, we are more excited than ever before because we're going to be helping more people in 2023 than we have ever helped in the history of our company. And why? It was, I was in the airport the other day, and I don't normally watch the news, but CNBC was on. One of the things they said was one of the top things to combat the pains of a recession and inflation is they said, get a side hustle. Now, here you go, guys. You've got the media outlets now telling people, go get a side hustle and make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month to help relieve the pressures of inflation and a down economy. Isn't that amazing? The only thing I want to warn in there is we don't want people to go out and try to trade their time for money, right? That doesn't mean go out and get a $12 an hour job where you're having to spend time away from your family. The thing I love about 7K is the model. You don't have to start fast. You don't have to be the biggest in the business. But what you do is every time you refer a member and then refer another member, guys, we pay you on those members for as long as those members stay active. So imagine that. You start with one, you start with two, and then you add another, and it's like building blocks, where you're leveraging a customer base where we will pay you every time they order on a monthly basis. One of the best side hustles out there. And come to find out, we do offer a $250 check, but one of our smallest commission cycles is a $500 weekly check. Now, isn't that amazing, you guys, that at the very starting level, we've identified $500 that would affect and change the life of most households out there. How many $500 checks are being created in 7K? Thousands. And when we wake up every Sunday morning and look at that pay report where we're sending out thank you checks to all these people, professional and non-professional, old and young, middle age, whatever it is, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter your religion, doesn't matter where you are in the country. We are seeing people succeed because it's very simple. Refer one member, refer a second member, and you guys, you qualify to earn commissions. Doesn't matter how long it takes to get there. We don't have these gotchas where we like, oh, if you don't get enough volume quick enough, we flush it, right? We don't do all the games that the other industry is trying to do. We value you as members. And in 2023, I'm telling you, the best side hustle in the industry is going to be 7K. We've got the best product. We've got the best technology. We've got the most membership benefits of any company out there. And you guys, we're out to change lives. We're out to ease people's burdens. And I don't want you to be fearful. If you're on here and you're saying, you know what, I can't sell. Guess what? You don't have to sell. You have to be a great inviter and let other people sell for you. Okay? Pique people's interest. But I'm telling you, I want to ask everybody a question right now. Are you living in fear? If you are, you don't have to. I invite you to live on hope. I invite you to live on optimism. And I invite you, most importantly, to live on grit. Okay, grit is something that we do over time, going for a larger goal and believing in yourself. Okay, I want you in 2023 to say, you know what? I might not have had a lot of success over the last 20, 30 years, or maybe the last 6 months, or maybe the last year. You know what? I got some fears. I've got some things that that are kind of holding me back. I invite you in 2023, don't hold back. Give it a shot. Right now, we have an amazing thing going on right now. It's going to wrap up, I believe, tonight at midnight. We're doing what's called a Gold Rush Challenge, where you can jump on a team of other people and learn together and work together. Teams of 3 and 5 individuals. I invite everybody, make sure you are on a team. And if you're scared because uh-oh, that's going to be a commitment for me. Believe me, everybody understands that everybody has different time commitments, okay? The only thing we want you to do is be on a team and be consistent with the time that is available to you. That's all we're asking. Watch what happens when we take 90 days and just work in a 90-day increments with individuals, learning together, inviting new members to join us, and working as a team. Guys, the community and how we can change lives will surprise you beyond measure. You will see results in 2023 like you've never seen before. All it takes is grit and commitment and consistency over time. I promise you guys, we've seen lives changed. I loved the story the other day of a gentleman that wrote into 7K. And he said, he'd been a member for 1 year in the company. And he said something so profound. He said, I've tried this business of direct selling for years and I have failed. I've never had success. And he said, I want to thank 7K. Because he goes, it doesn't sound like much to you, but he says, over the last year, I've made $3,800 in 7K. And he goes, I know that's not much, but he said, you guys, it is everything to me. It means I'm succeeding. It means I'm growing my business. And he says, the people are staying. They're ordering month after month. They're excited about the collectible coins. They're excited about the technology that helps them have more knowledge to buy gold and silver and to get into the collectible business. So I want you to know something. This is an older gentleman that did not have success and is now having success. And little by little, he's growing those building blocks to build his business, okay? And it doesn't matter how big of a goal you have or how small of a goal you have. The key is have a goal and let's go work for it. And if you will do me a favor, if you will say, here's what I think I can accomplish, and just push yourself just a little bit higher, okay? Come just above that what you think you can accomplish and push towards that which you think might just be slightly above it. You will surprise yourself. The last 4 years in 7K, we have set immense goals, massive goals that scared us. In fact, we thought, we don't know how we're going to achieve them. We just know we have amazing individuals like all of you, okay? And I don't even want to mention names because we have so many people on here. I would miss somebody and I don't want to offend them. And I promise you, we know your names. We pray for you. We celebrate your successes. We love to see nothing but the best coming into your lives. But as we work together as a team in this culture we're building, we are spreading a message around the country that is resonating with a lot of people. Okay, it's a message of precious metals. It's a message of a disruptive technology that is changing an old industry and revitalizing it into current modern day society where everybody is excited to deal in precious metals. And on top of that, you guys, to have coins that have been created specifically through 7K that are up for Coin of the Year awards. The fact that we're even in the top 10, that was a huge goal of ours. We just want to be nominated for a top 10 Coin of the Year award. Whether we get it or not, we don't know. But I'll tell you what, to be in the top 10 with some of the biggest companies that have been around for decades tells us we've got something that is working and that is special. We've partnered up with the best of the best. We've got the best experts in the industry with Miles Standish. Years and years and years of decades of experience. We leverage that and we love what he brings to the table, and he loves how we're reinventing the industry. One thing he says, I love that you guys are creating new collectors because the old generation of collectors are starting to pass on. And the message of collecting is being lost. And he says 7K is revitalizing the collector industry. And he says, thank you for that. We say thank you to Miles because one of his coins is in the top 10, right? We say thank you to our partners at the Mint, one of the most technologically advanced mints in the world. Out of Munich, guys, we've got a great relationship with these guys. We've thrown all in with them, helping to control supply chain and continue to offer what we need to grow into the future. So yeah, you guys, I'll tell you, I hope you hear the excitement in my voice. We've been doing this a while, and it amazes me how every year we get more excited. This is fun. This is a blast. I'll tell you, I just got this coin, right? This Lincoln Memorial coin, I just got it yesterday, and I just unpackaged it. And I've been looking at it all morning, and I'm thinking, and then I'm scanning it into Stack and Sell, and it's telling me what I bought it for, and it's telling me I'm already seeing secondary market values just going just skyrocketing because high demand on this coin, right? Low mintage. There's a story behind it. The artwork is amazing. Because we're out changing lives, and I want to challenge you this year. Go out and help people to do this. Go out and help them to share this opportunity. Share this business model. It's a membership of value. I would take this to my mom, my dad, my grandma, my family. They love this stuff. My brother, he buys the coins. He's got them in the safe, and he can't wait to stack up more. Hey, he doesn't do direct sales. He's a Jamba Juice franchise owner, and he loves stacking this. He loves the 7K healthcare plans that he's utilizing in his Jamba Juice stores to give affordable insurance to all of his employees. Okay. Thank you, Scott Fardulis. Want to give a big shout out to him. He's over there in Bossier City. We partner with the best, you guys. We partner with the best, and we're not playing around. We are going to win. And I'll tell you what, if we're going to do it, I want to do it with great individuals like all of you. This is a culture that we're creating. We want to do it the right way, with the right people, with the right product of value. And we are going to change lives for the better. We're doing everything we can on the regulatory side. We're working with the best of the best. Everything we have is in-house at 7K, from our IT, from our customer service, to our shipping, to our legal. We just took shipping out the other day, you guys. I wish I could show you the mound of packages that was in our shipping bay to go onto FedEx trucks. They hit an all-time new record in shipping packages per day. So we took them out to Outback Steakhouse to celebrate, and they were just loving it. And one of the people said, I wrote a note to this person because they'd ordered so many coins, and I said, hey, thank you from shipping department, right? They're invested in you. The employees love you. They're championing you. So you guys, from our house to your house, understand we are all connected in this great mission to do amazing things. Let's get out and make 2023 the best year ever. Get on a Gold Rush team. Get goals on your business. Say, you know what? I would love to make a $500 check, whatever that is. Okay. How would you feel if you had 4 $500 checks coming in? Would that change your household? I bet you it would. A lot of households right now are struggling. Let's go out and bring the message of hope to them. And we don't have to fake it. We can show them that just by buying coins, they're going to get ahead. So you guys, we love you. We believe in you. Thank you guys for trusting in us. We believe in you, that you are going to be the amazing representatives to carry this message to the world. And we're just getting started, you guys. I look at it, we've got 300 million just in the United States, 300 million people. We're just trying to get to 1 million of them. And that's our goal. We want to hit 1 million households. 1 million households is where we want to affect worldwide. There's 600 million over in Europe, and we haven't even talked about Asia. Okay. The opportunity is so ripe, and it's so fun to me to hear people that are saying, this is the first time I've heard this. Why hasn't somebody spoken to me about this yet? Don't let that happen to your circle of influence. Be the first. Reach out in a non-threatening, natural way. Pique their interest. Don't be pushy. We don't need to be. Go out and do it the right way, and let's go out and change lives. So Mark, thank you guys so much. Bossier City, thank you guys for putting on a great event. I know you've got hundreds of people there in the room. And to all of you around the country, thank you for being on this Zoom call with us today. Let's go out and make an amazing January, February, March, and let's run, because guess what? I want to see lots of you guys in New Orleans in May. We're going to have the biggest convention in company history. Come join us. It's going to be a party. Cajun style food, gumbo, all the greats down there in New Orleans and Louisiana. So thank you guys. Mark, thank you for having me on today. And thanks to Curtis and Bobby and all the leaders. Thank you guys. We appreciate you and we value you. We believe in you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason. And I know I speak on behalf of everybody to let you know we are so grateful for you and for all of the incredible corporate leadership and for your honesty and integrity. And you're just very
absolutely, Mark. We appreciate all that you do as well. So you guys are awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Right.
Have a great day.
You too. You too. Take care. Enjoy your day.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. So let me just kind of wrap up everybody here real quickly. And just show you this. There's two different memberships here, and we're going to have a couple very quick stories after in just a second, but I want to stress there's two memberships. You have your premium membership, which is a $1,500 value that you can get for $499 for the year. And then you have your standard membership, which is an $800 value, and that one is $199 for the year. Let me tell you my personal perspective on this. If it's budgetable, I would absolutely recommend to go with a premium membership. It gives you all the bells and whistles, and especially if you're looking to share or stack, you're going to get reports and you're going to get unlimited stacking of your coins. It is the elite membership, but if budget is an issue, then by all means, feel free that the standard membership can absolutely be something that you can use, have access to all of the member benefits, still be able to share, you just won't have as many of the perks as the premium membership. And once you've decided that, pick your autosaver, decide which coin or collection that you'd like to get or collections, and then have them just sent to you. You have complete flexibility over this, so you can change them anytime. You can change when they arrive and so forth. So I encourage you to do that. For those people looking to share, I encourage you, learn more about it. You need to learn about this compensation plan. The best thing I loved about this is that average people who've never had any experience in sales, people who are very introverted, are able to go out there and earn $250 to $500 a week over time, just by simply sharing this information with other people and empowering them. It's powerful. And if you're one of the people who really wants to run after this, you can actually earn a 100-ounce silver bar in your first 90 days. And I can tell you it's outstanding. There's a little bit of the disclosure statement, but what I'm going to do right now is I've asked a couple of folks if they would just mind briefly sharing their story. And I know that Karen is out there, and Karen, if you wouldn't mind sharing your story in about 30 seconds to a minute with these folks, and then we'll go to one more story and we'll wrap up.
Awesome, Mark. Thank you so much. This has been so great. And I'm just so honored to be part of this beautiful freedom family, you guys. So my name is Karen DeSantis Meyer, and I work the business with my husband, Stephen. We are located in Orange, California, and this is our fourth run. We've been in the industry for 27 plus years, and it's been primarily beauty and wellness and products, and here, try this, and here, try that. And you know what? When Mark and Danielle shared this with us a year and a half ago, we looked at each other and said, oh my gosh, with the way the world is today, the way the economy is today, we have to do this. And it's been a blessing. It is truly a platform. If you like to help people, this is the place to be, especially in today's world. So guys, don't even think twice about it. Don't overthink it. Join us and let's get stacking. Thanks, Mark.
Awesome, Karen. I appreciate that so much. And now I'm going to take this out to an incredible gentleman that is an inspiration, and that is Mr. Madiba Thompson. Madiba, would you mind sharing your story briefly, sir?
Absolutely, Mark. Thanks for having me on, buddy. Yeah, you guys listen, it was 16 years ago. I was a single father, 4 kids, no house, no car, riding around on a bicycle in my mid-30s, struggling. And I got tired of being in that situation. So what I did is I sought mentorship, people like a Mark. And because of that, I became a 7-figure earner. But the thing I tell people, guys, is not to beat my chest. Financial education, I'm sure you'll agree, it's not something we got in school. So I went from 7 figures to broke, knew how to make the money, made it again, same cycle, went broke again. It got so bad for me that in 2019, I had to go back and get a job for the first time in 14 years. And that sucked. And it's not that I'm down on jobs, I'm just way up on opportunity, I'm up on time freedom, financial freedom. And so I was clueless about this information. I had mentors tell me, oh, you should buy gold, you should buy silver, but nobody ever told me why I should buy it, who I should buy it from, or what I should buy. I was thinking Lucky Charms and pirates, right? So when I saw this platform, one of my best friends in the world introduced it to me, and my goal was to get back home. I had a 5-year-old who was 3 at the time, and I was always there. But I remember this kid blocking the door because dad now all of a sudden had to go to work, and that sucked. So I was looking for something. And when this came my way, I dove in. I didn't understand everything about everything, but I dove in. And literally from sharing, within 48 days, I was able to quit my job. I started making up to $3,500 a week. And now I'm blessed to be a gold in the company, make up to $7,000 a week. You guys, I highly recommend grab a membership, plug into the training, lock arms with us, and you will absolutely transform your life. And so, Mark, thanks for having me, and tell Danielle hi if she doesn't hear me.
Well, I appreciate you, Medea. Thanks so much for that great story. And here's the income disclosure statement. I will say this, everybody, the average associate earns their membership back over the course of a year. I mean, it is pretty amazing, and you can get access to this a little bit later. But let me show you this, everybody, just to kind of really kind of wrap up here, and then we'll take a little bit of a very short break before we bring on Josh Anderson, our co-founder. But I want to say thank you to our guests, all those folks who are down in Louisiana and all over the world who are watching this right now. Here's what I would recommend. Number one, choose your membership. Pick which membership you feel is going to be best for you. Get started right away. Don't procrastinate. Every day that we're waiting, our dollar is dropping in value, and we right now have some great values on silver and gold for you to be able to get access to and protect everything you work for. Secondly, select your autosaver. Pick which of the four or a multiple of them, if you like, to get started with, and just get that collectible coming to you. As Danielle had mentioned, our very first one, we didn't want to get it. We didn't think it was going to be something that we wanted to get into collectible space. But in December 2020, we paid $139. Right now, it's worth more than $1,000. So what we're going to do now, everybody, is we're going to take the next 5 minutes for you to get together with a person who invited you. If you need to run to the restroom, please do that. We're going to be having Josh Anderson coming up here shortly. But in the meantime, we're going to hear a 5-minute series of testimonials of people who have been using this. And I encourage you, come right back in 5 minutes. But if you are ready to get started, get signed up right now. Only takes a couple of minutes. And then let's get into the training so we can show you exactly what to do to go out there and get this thing going. So with that, let's hear some stories. And thank you. We'll take a 5-minute break.
My favorite aspect of the membership, and there are so many, but just to pick one, I love the autosaver program, the coin of the month program. I get 2 or 3 coins per month. And what I've found more often than not is by the time those coins arrive at my household, they've already matured in price. But what I'm enjoying most about it is the stories behind the coin and the education and the fact that I can share those with the people that I love. I gift coins, I sell coins, and I stack coins, and I wouldn't have been able to do so without being a 7K member.
My background is in the fine jewelry industry. I had 3 retail jewelry stores here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, named after my son, Michael Anthony. So I know the world of gold and silver, and I was so excited when my girlfriend shared 7K with me because I understand the value of that. As I love to share, this is my necklace I made when I was in the jewelry business. I paid $200 for this solid ounce of gold in a Kruger Inn. $200 and got change back. This now is worth over $2,000. That's what we're talking about, just taking paper money, trading it for real money.
I believe, for me personally, this is my statement. You can take it for your own if you like. My personal responsibility in life is to protect and provide for my family. No more, no less. Protect and provide. I protect my family, making sure we've got some silver if everything goes all to crap. I protect my family. God forbid something goes wrong and we got things. In fact, every time I buy one of these, which is every month, before it gets delivered, it's gone up in value. I can't say that for everyone, but I think that's a benefit. See, protect and provide, that's providing for my family. And should the fiat coin, dollars that we have fall apart, here's what I know. I've got a way to protect and provide for my family. And that's why I love 7K. I love its leadership. I love the vision. And I love the fact that they don't put pressure on us in any way. They're just here to support us. Actually, what they do is provide and protect for me.
I love 7K. I love the fact that my beautiful girlfriend invited me to be a part of this amazing company. Since I joined October 2021, I started learning more and more about the value, the real value of silver and gold. And I feel amazing. And for the first time last year, I started buying my coins. And at the beginning of my journey, I didn't know what I'm doing, why I'm doing. My husband was walking behind my back and asking me, why do I do it? What you are going to plan to do with those coins? till a few months later, he finally started learning with me bit by bit. And now we are both excited, and I feel just so free when I have my coins. And this kind of freedom, it's a new way of feeling free. I was free before, but from this time, this freedom got another dimension.
God has his hand in this business. I truly believe that, because the average person is struggling right now and they don't know what to do. And we have a vehicle here that can help them, get out of that situation they're in.
7K it's just more than what anybody's ever been told, because until you experience it, and we're all going through a different journey in here, but the support has been priceless. And what we have to offer, it's like a gift, right? That you just want to keep on giving it to others. And it's been so priceless because just this, like I said, the support and the sincerity that is felt in the community. Everybody's here it reminds you of the goodness. There is still goodness in the world, right? And a lot of it is here. And it just gives you hope every day, no matter what anybody's going through. We're here to pick each other and lift each other up, encourage each other. And that is something, as I don't know if you would agree with me, especially in today, we think it's so rare. Here it's so common.
A year ago, a little over a year, I became a member of 7K. My husband Rob and I knew nothing about gold and silver. In that last year, we are a first responder family. Now we are a retired first responder family. 7K has given us hope that we can get out of that crazy lifestyle and move on to the future. And it's super exciting. We're very thankful.
It's hard to describe the emotions because I get emotional. And mostly I just feel joy and peace and knowing that I'm in the right place. That's all. I just feel blessed, 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 blessed.
All right. Well, we're going to get started, everybody. And I hope that everybody is able to take their break. And if you're ready to get started, you got yourself enrolled. If not, you can absolutely get yourself enrolled over the course of the day. What I'm going to do right now, though, is I'm actually going to help to introduce one of our co-founders. Now, this gentleman, I remember when we first met him, this was in Cancun it was the beginning of 2021. And we were very, very, I don't know, we really were watching them, kind of hoping that they would be good people, honest people, because in our industry, sometimes you see good and bad. But the one thing I'll tell you about this gentleman is that he is such a down-to-earth, real human being. They put together this business model with the full intent of helping other people. When you hear this gentleman's philosophy, when you hear how he talks, when you hear his heart, you will just develop a renewed sense of strength and confidence that you are absolutely in the right place at the right time. So with that, I'm going to now bring on a video of Josh Anderson. And everybody, please listen in. This gentleman is outstanding. And again, for all our folks down in Louisiana, hello, and look forward to seeing you here in a few months. So let's hear Josh.
I want to welcome everybody out to Brosier City, Louisiana today. It is awesome to be with you. What an unbelievable event and great leaders putting it together. I want to give a huge shout out to Kathy Gusso, Gold Associate, for helping out today. You're an unbelievable individual. You stand for what we believe in here at 7K Metals. And I have had great times with you all across the world, you and your husband. It's been a lot of fun on Founders Lifestyle getaways and around the country at some of our events. I want to give a shout out too to Curtis Harlan, Gold Associate. Man, you have done an unbelievable job, and these people are in good hands today in the trainings that you'll be sharing. And give a huge shout out to Bobby Matheny. Wow, Bobby, congratulations. I can't wait to be on a stage with you in New Orleans because you earned the Silver in 90-Day Challenge, this silver bar, 100-ounce silver bar. Now, we can't wait to be on the stage with you in New Orleans and give this out. It's going to be a tremendous opportunity. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the audience today that are shooting to earn their silver bar in 90 days on their journey to silver with us. And so congratulations, Bobby, and look forward to getting together there. You know, today I want to take you guys on a little history lesson. Is that okay? Back in 2016, when we started 7K Metals, we started this company on a simple premise, a simple idea. How can we help the most families across this great nation collect and receive assets on a monthly basis, and how can they earn an additional income to support or to help their family. And we built this company on a simple idea that how can we help the non-professional networker, the person that maybe has been in this industry before but has never found success? How can we help them to win? And if you're sitting in the audience today and you're brand new to 7K Metals, you're in the last year, you're brand new checking us out today, I'm here to share with you a few thoughts about how the company was started, how it was formed, where we've come from, and what our plans are for 2023, so that you can make the decision to see if we have a solution for you, if we're a good fit for you, if you think you can match up your philosophies and your ideas with ours and take this mission around the world. So looking back, when we first started the company and we wrote on the whiteboard some of these philosophies, some of these ideas and principles that we wanted to hold fast and true to. One of those principles was, instead of paying one or two people millions of dollars a month, how could we go out and how could we take those funds and pay the masses? You see, this industry, the home-based business model, is typically built on Ferraris and mansions and expensive vacations. And that's not who we are. As owners of 7K Metals, that's not who we want you to be. We want to take and make the biggest impact for the most amount of families. And so from the very first day, we decided, how can we get as many commissions in the hands of as many people as physically possible? And we chose a commission engine, a share plan, where you can earn up to $500 a week with the least amount of effort in the entire space. Now, I didn't say no effort. I said the least amount of effort. You see, we studied industry statistics like the DSA, the Direct Sales Association's number, where they said the average network marketing family can only ever go out and make 2.5 sales. So we shouldn't make our qualifications 3 sales or 4 sales or 5 sales. We should build our share plan on that premise. If we're really going to try and help people, we should take it to the lowest common denominator, not to whoever is the greatest in the world at this space. So in that vein, we chose to make it so you can earn a $500 commission if all you can ever do is go out and share it with one person on your left sales team and one person on your right sales team, and then help them do the same. And by so doing, you can build an empire that can earn you up to $500 a week, $2,000 a month. That's a principle that we hold fast to. We're not about promoting who's making $1 million a year and who's making $500,000 a year. What we really set out to do was make a difference with $500, $1,000, $2,000 a week for the families in America and across this great world who need it the very most. Because there's an inherent power in this model that allows people to take control of their future and say, I want to do something great. I want to be more than what I am today. I want to get a hand up. I want to go help other people find success. I want to be a solution-minded individual and not someone who wallows in the despair of what the world is going through today. That you need to understand, if you're sitting in the audience for the first time today, that that's where we started and that's who we are. And those are the principles by which we make all decisions. If you're sitting there today and you're checking us out as well, I would encourage you to do something. Look around the room. Look at the wonderful men and women who've chosen to partner up with us. Because we didn't focus on what I've called the peacocks of the industry, the top 1%, because we focused on the people that need it most, I want you to look around the room and see who's here with you today. These are the salt of the earth, the very best people you're ever going to meet in the world. These are people that care about other people's success. They're people that want to link arms with you. Find what's ailing and hurting in your life and see if there's something within the 7K business story and opportunity that can help you. And you look around the room and you can find and see every single day people who will link arms with you and help you. You see, we built this share plan on some simple principles like, you know, that person sitting next to you, if they want to go from $500 a week to $1,000 a week, they got to help you get $500 a week. If they want to go to $2,000 a week, they got to link arms with you and help you make $1,000 a week. That's how the plan was built. It was built on these principles so that nobody can become the largest, greatest thing in our company without helping many other people reach their goals. Hey, we live in a time, this 2022, we've started to see a little bit of craziness. We've started to see overinflation across the world. Our dollar does not go as far as it used to. We know and we believe we have the solution. Gold and silver have been an anti-inflation hedge for more than 5,000 years. Real assets that can make the difference in an ever-inflating and overpriced economy. You see, gold and silver have always been and always maintained their purchasing power. They've been the asset class that the wealthy and the banks of this earth have used for more than 5,000 years to protect and secure their family's future. So why not be part of a network marketing company, a referral marketing business, a home-based business model, where the product by which you're buying on a monthly basis to earn your commissions is actually a real asset. It's actually protecting your family. It's moving them into the future, and it's securing them from inflation and poor economic decisions of governments around the world. One of the things that I love most about where we've come from and where we're at today is we have new products within our system. Member benefits like the Sound Money Wallet. Oh my goodness, putting the power in the hands of the people. You having the opportunity to buy gold and silver in a fractional manner, meaning if you only have $20 of discretionary income this month to convert into real sound money, you can do that fractionally. You can have it held in our vaults. You can have it fully insured. And in a moment's notice, when times are tough or there's an emergency at home, you can convert it back to fiat currency and have it sent to your bank accounts around the world. I want you to think about how powerful that is. It's changing the model of how we interact with currency in the world. It gives us the power back in our own individual families and our own decisions to be protected. One of the things that I love the most about what we're trying to accomplish in the world, and I hope you see in us a vision and a way to go change lives around the world. We need you. We need you to be the voice. We need you to go out into the marketplace, and we need you to share with so many people who know they should hold gold and silver, who know that they need a leg up, that know that they are not making enough money in an ever-inflating market today to buy groceries, to buy milk, to buy gasoline, and to keep Johnny playing soccer. You could be the solution by sharing the 7K story, the 7K mission with those people. You'll be helping them change their financial future and change the way they look at everything when it comes to fiat currency and sound money, or what I like to call God's money. He put it on this earth and he put it in the ground, and men have been taking it out for 5,000 years. But we need your help. We need you to link arms with somebody in the room. We need you to go out and share the story. We need you to share your experience. We need you to become our advocate. But here's our promise to you. We believe so much in your ability. We believe so much in your ability to help someone else that we're going to constantly and forever reward you financially for sharing that message. To whatever happens, if you bring in just a few people and they continue to multiply, we're going to reward you for that effort to infinity forever. You find another opportunity like that in the world today. We are embarking on 2023. We're starting a new chapter in 7K Metals. This year is going to be the greatest year in the company's history because our sole focus this year, we've already done all these amazing projects when it comes to coins. We're making the leading coins in the world. We're continually producing what the world is calling, not us, the greatest coins each year. We're building the greatest collections of coins, things like maybe you just got your hands on some of those USS Arizona coins, or maybe you were part of getting those Abraham Lincoln or those Benjamin Franklin coins last year. Or maybe you're in right now collecting our Animal State series or our notes, our Holdman notes. We are conquering that space. We're owning the space every single day. When it comes to collectible coins, we're owning it. But our focus for 2023 is on you. We have the foundation for all those other things, training, for coins, for the collections, for Sound Money Wallet and Stack and Sell. Our sole focus is on you and helping you go out and find new families that need $500 a week, $500 a month, that we can change tens of thousands of lives together this year. I say our focus is on that. We've actually built a whole new department inside the company and a whole new focus. We're actually in the middle of we're starting a brand new contest called the Gold Rush Challenge right now, where you're joining in teams. And if you're not in a team yet, don't worry, you have a few more days to get in a team. But I'm telling you, get in the team, get involved, be part of the solution. We're going to see in 2023 millions of families across the world who without 7K Metals will not succeed. They will fall farther behind. They will get themselves in more financial trouble just by the nature of what's happening in the world. You can be the solution to their problem. You can build a new friendship with so many people because you will take them out of the situation they're in and help them find a newfound success. You're going to be the hope in an ever dark world that needs you. You're going to help them to dream bigger, to find new heights, and in many cases, some of them will forever be grateful to you because you help them earn an extra $500 a week, $500 a month. And some of those people are going to find that they are really good at this business and they're going to make $1,000 a week or $2,000 or $12,000. But you're going to be the catalyst for that. And I can promise you, as one of the co-founders of the company, that our entire effort is in helping you in 2023, in helping you help someone else to find the success and to find the hope and to find the opportunities that are before them in collecting gold and silver and in changing their financial future. Man, I cannot wait to get there and to sit down with you live in one of our live events where I can be with you. But the company is growing so big, so fast, and we're on a mission to help so many families that I can't be everywhere. But I can tell you where we will be. We'll be together at the convention in New Orleans. But between now and then, wow, let's take this mission around the world. Let's help as many families as we possibly can, and let's focus on them. Let's focus on what they need. Let's listen more and talk less. Let's see how we can be a solution to their problem. Because I promise within our 7K message, our 7K family and our story, we have a solution to their needs. Lastly, from the bottom of my heart and the other co-founders, we love you. We appreciate you. We know that you are the greatest thing in our company. It's not our assets. It's not our share plan. It's you, our wonderful members and associates. I want you to know we really believe in you, but we also believe that the world needs you. There is someone in your family or your community who needs this opportunity today, and they need you to bring it to them. And we believe you're the right person to do it. We love you, God bless you, and we can't wait to be with you in person. Thank you.
All right. Well, awesome stuff, everybody. And, obviously Josh is an incredible individual. And the fact that, we've got that sort of leadership at the helm is extremely, extremely refreshing. It's nice to know that we're dealing with honest, highly ethical people. And it's now going to be my privilege to introduce this gentleman down there in Louisiana. And I just want to say, Scott, I had a chance to I met him a couple times, but I got a chance to spend time with him briefly down in Cancun because I had a broken tooth. It cracked while I was down there. And, I just remember going to him and just asking him, is the 7K Health, is this something that can help with that? And he was just, he dropped everything. I mean, he's on a trip with his family and just down there enjoying himself. And he was going out of his way to help me to really just make sure that I was going to be all set with that when I got back. But it was to the point where I had to go somewhere there in Cancun because it was that extreme and got it done. But I just have to say that stood out for me because to always see someone who's a servant leader who takes time out of their day to help you is something that I have so much admiration and respect for. So I'm going to give you a little bit of Scott's background here. He is, and I'm reading this, I got to read this because there's a lot of stuff here. He's down to earth and the ultimate adventurer. He's a pilot by trade with a degree in business and aviation. He flew in the Air Force Auxiliary doing search and rescue and disaster recovery. Lives in Colorado currently with his wife, Juliet. They've been married for over 27 years. They've got 3 adult children. And he's looking good for his age. I got to give you credit for that, Scott. He's an avid downhill snow skier and formerly did freestyle and mogul competition. And he's been in network marketing from the age of 17, has been featured in radio and books for his leadership and his impact to this industry of home-based business. He's developed a team of over 300,000 people doing business in over 17 countries. And Scott's passion is personally and professionally developing people and teaching his leadership skills. Very proud. This is what it says. He's very proud to partner with 7K Metals, and he is the CEO of FMA benefits, which you're going to hear a lot more about right here, offering the health insurance plans to all the 7K members and their customers, an expert at building teams, and we can learn a lot from him. And so with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a special thank you to Scott, and I'm going to go in here and make sure that you guys are unmuted here. Give me one moment. And in this way, I got to say again, what an incredible gentleman. And I've asked you to unmute. Hopefully that's good, Curtis. Did you get that? There you go.
Good.
All right, with that, everybody, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'm going to bring up Mr. Scott Fargelis. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. It is really great to see all of you. How many of you are having a blast so far today? Yeah. Good. I've had a chance to shake hands and meet so many of you, and it's always nice to see new faces. And I've never been to Bossier City or Shreveport, Louisiana, so this is the first time for me, and what an amazing place. Thank you. How many of you have been to Colorado? Yeah. What do you think? Colorado, Louisiana, what do you think? Well, a huge thanks to all of you for being out here today, because we all have a busy life and a busy schedule, and we're always vying for our time and attention. And anybody have kids? How many of you sacrificed something to be here today? Did you? Yep, me too. And I appreciated what Curtis was saying about his son and the things that he's going through as a dad. And the fact that he's here today, isn't that amazing? It is, and all of you make concessions as well. So on that note, a little background, Jason Arkman is just a fantastic friend of mine. So I'm always appreciative for his creativity, his ingeniousness, his ability to think outside the box and to enjoy life and have fun. And he brings out the best in people all around him all the time. And that's one of the things that I love about Jason. We've known each other for so many years. And when we started brainstorming the topic of healthcare and health insurance inside of 7K Metals and network marketing, I mean, who's even ever heard of that? I mean, I've been in network marketing since I was 17 years old, and I've never heard of that. I was always just told, just make so much money and stay as healthy as you can, and then you can afford whatever healthcare you need to, and just don't worry about it. And while that sounds good in theory, it really does. I can tell you right now how many times I've had good friends of mine that were well-to-do, well-off, and they've done very well for themselves in network marketing. And you would have thought they had the world by the tail. And one little incident can destroy all that and ruin your fortune in a New York second. And so one of the things that we appreciate about 7K Health is that you're protecting yourself against your hard work and your assets that you built up. I mean, you don't want to have to stack and sell for the wrong reasons. You catch what I'm saying? You build up your huge stack, and you have to sell it all to afford an unfortunate, unforeseen medical expense. And that's part of what 7K Health is all about. So this is full-blown insurance. That's great. What does that mean? It means that it's a guarantee to pay. You make a claim, you know what to expect, you know what to count on, you know what to depend on. So how many of you have heard little slogans like members have their privileges? You ever heard that one before? Yeah. Whose slogan is that? Come on. Is it American Express? Members have their privileges? I think it is. So members have their privileges. Did you notice that when Kathy was talking, she had the wheel up there talking about the 7K Advantage program, and you saw all the wonderful benefits that were on there. Those are amazing. You know what's really amazing? You have an autosaver program, and let's just pretend for just a second that your autosaver, not including coin drops, is your autosaver, just a basic autosaver is about 20 points. Did you know what the only other autosaver is inside of 7K Metals? It's your health insurance. 7K Health is an autosaver every single month. No matter what plan you pick or choose for you and your family, it's giving you points every single month. What's great is people don't say, oh, you know, I think I'll have health insurance this month, and next month they don't. Yeah. They just have it over and over again. So it's like clocking. It's just right there. Isn't that cool? Yeah. And so you think about that. Then you think about maybe Verizon's slogan that says, we got people. We got people. We have so many people. We have a staff of over 100 people just on this topic. I'm not talking about 7K's corporate team. I'm talking about just on the 7K health aspect of it. We have over 100 people that are there to serve you every single day. How cool is that? Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And so when you think, and again, Josh, all the things that he had to share, Jason, all the things that he had to share, this is one company that's down to earth and they understand people. So here's what we also understand. How many of you have worked really hard for your life for the things that you have today? Can you relate? Yeah. And most people will work, 30, 40, 50 years of their life. And so I thought it was ironic, some of the things we're talking about. I think Bobby did a great job of talking about how hard he's worked and some of the ways that he has not felt as appreciated as he already does here at 7K Metals. So every day, you got a choice to make. You're building your 7K Metals business, and you can choose to do that with or without insurance. When you put the insurance program into your 7K business, you're adding points to your team every single month, and it's going to allow you to grow your business faster. So some of the things that we look at here is with insurance, how many of you would agree that premiums are an all-time high? It's tough, isn't it? So people are paying astronomical amounts of money for their premiums, and they want to be able to save money. How many of you have heard the slogan, a 15-minute phone call could save you 15% on your car insurance? Who says that? You knew that right away, didn't you? The little green gecko. Well, wouldn't it be nice to know that maybe 5 minutes of exploring on your 7K Health website, you could decide or determine that you could be saving 30, 40, 50, 60, we've seen as high as 70% savings on health insurance. Don't you think that would turn some heads? Don't you think that would get the attention of just a few people? What do you think? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. So it does turn heads. And when you come along with like the only and the best solution out there for people to be able to do that, isn't that alone a great conversation starter? I would think so too. It is. It's a great conversation starter. So right now in your back office, you have the access to log in, go to your account, my account, drop down, and you can find out everything about 7K Health. You want to be able to pick the right plan for you. And there's something in there that's affordable for everyone. I'll just use a personal testimony. I used to have, we use an acronym in the insurance world called a BUCA. It stands for Blue Cross, United, Cigna, and Aetna. Those are the big pillars of the insurance community that are out there. And so when you think about the cost of insurance, I used to pay $2,500 a month, $10,000 deductible. Why did I do that? Because I thought that was affording the very best. And then I found out that I could cut my costs down by about 60%, have a fraction of that for a deductible. And now, as long as it's in the topic of critical illness or accident, which is where everybody makes their big, hairy, scary claims, I've got about a $250 deductible, and I'm paying about 60% less than what I was before for those premiums. How many of you find that pretty exciting? Okay, so yeah, you guys like that? Yeah. Okay, so how about this? Who is this for and who is it not for? This is for everyone between the ages of 18 and 64 years old. So what happens when you turn 65? Well, first of all, I'd applaud everyone because you live long enough to see 65. So we'll just start there. So you're at 65, you've got the best health insurance on the planet, Medicare, right? That, well, no matter what you think of it, good, bad, or indifferent, that's what happens when we turn 65. So if you're saying, well, shoot, I'm listening to this right now. By the way, I want to say hi to everybody online. So hello. I know there's so many of you here and you're tuned in from all over the place. And it's great to have you joining with us today. So at 65, you're on Medicare now. And you're saying, well, what about me? Well, what about you? We've got a 24-hour virtual care plan where you have the ability to make a phone call and you can get diagnosed, triaged right over the phone and prescribed for right over the phone. How many of you would rather do that than go stand in a line, make an appointment 5 days in advance and have to sit in a chair with 20 other people waiting for your name to get called? So I had that happen once. I got a rash on my arm and I thought it was crazy. It was itching real badly and it was spreading all over the place. And I thought, my goodness, a spider bit me and I've got poison running up my arm. And so I picked up, because inside of every one of our plans, you got that 24-hour VC. And I picked up the phone, made the phone call. I got online with a board certified healthcare provider. They asked me some questions. They said, do you have a camera? I said, yeah. I turned it on. They said, scan that on FaceTime. I did. They said, snap a couple pictures and text it. I did. They were able to get back on and say, good news. It's not this, it's not this, and not this. It's not serious. Little rash. What's your closest pharmacy? I told them my cross streets and they said, great, you can walk over there anytime you want to. Do you want us to give you advice that's kind of more natural alternative, or do you want us to give you something that's more mainstream? And I said, I'm kind of a natural guy. And they're like, cool. Well, you need to do this and this then, and it's waiting for you over there. So I got a natural kind of a prescriptive deal, and I followed their advice, and it was fine. And you know what that cost me? Almost next to nothing. It was not much at all. So those are some of the benefits that we have. So what I want to do is run through, what is this like compared to the other things that are on the market? And at the end of this, I'm going to have you meet Russ Miller. Russ Miller, he's one of the gentlemen that you're going to really want to get to know. So all those staff people we're talking about, he oversees so many of those people, deals with them every day. He's kind of the micro detailed person in the background. He actually helps to assemble and put all the components of our health insurance plans together, creates that amazing value. So in a few minutes, you can give him an applause as well, because he gets so little credit, and he's in the background constantly overseeing and dealing with things that you and I don't have to think about every day. So I'll have you meet him in just a second, talk about our customer service department, et cetera. So talking points. Number one, almost inevitably, it is most common that we're somewhere around 40 to 50% less than everything you're going to see on the market. And we got to think apples to apples. This is not a share plan. This is not a discount program. This is insurance. You like that? Yeah. So I've got my wallet in my bag. While he's talking, I'll grab it. Inside my wallet, I've got 3 cards. I've got my health insurance card, I've got my dental card, I've got my vision card. So when I show up, if I need to go to the hospital or the doctor and they say, do you have insurance? What they're looking for is the PPO network. So on that PPO network, it's PHCS, Private Healthcare Systems. It's a division of MultiPlan, which is the largest PPO network in America. So when you're going, well, for the fractional cost that you're talking about, what am I having to give up? And wouldn't it be nice if you're going, you're actually getting so much value, you don't know what to do with it. It's like Niagara Falls, just, pouring over the edge, and you're going, what do I do with all this? And so PHCS, when you show up and they say, do you have insurance? They're looking for that, because that's when they wipe their forehead. They're like, okay, we know that PPO network, and it's got the longest list of hospitals and doctors and clinics and physicians, et cetera. It's amazing. So when you're going, I wonder if my doctor's on there. I wonder if my hospital's on there. Well, it's the longest list of PPO networks. So if you don't like this list, you're not going to like any other list any better. So you'll just have to deal with it. And if you're going, well, even though it's the longest list and my doctor's not on there, great. Why don't you turn in, because there's a place on there, you can refer your physician if they happen to not be on the list. And by the way, why aren't some people on there? Because they don't have to be. They can choose out. They're not forced to be on the list. It's kind of an opt-in deal. So that's one of the things that's really cool. So if you want to see somebody on that's not on there, tell us. We'll make the phone call and tell them why they should be on that list. Make sense? Okay. So that's a huge talking point. Another talking point is people understand that there's this thing called open enrollment, and you've got about a 90-day window to make a decision around health insurance every year. We don't play any of those games. We give you the ability to enroll anytime you want to, anytime you choose, 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We are always opening and enrolling. How many of you find that pretty inviting? Yeah. So exactly. So some people are like, oh man, I'm stuck in. No, you're not stuck in anything. If you want to cancel that and come over to 7K Health, you are able to do that, which is also very, very inviting. You guys like some of these talking points? Perfect. So the other thing is we have 2 effective dates, two enrollment windows, and 2 effective dates every single month. So you can choose to be effective on the 1st of a month. You can choose to be effective on the 15th of the month. So if someone's in a hurry, we can find, with no greater than a 2-week span, an opportunity for someone to be effective and have those cards in their back wallet. Make sense? Cool. So what I'd like to do is have you start thinking about some questions. So in a minute, I'm going to ask you who has questions about this. And I want you to feel like you can ask questions. There's no bad question, just ask away. Anybody have a question so far? What's that? Yeah, we have a great prescriptive plan. Yep, we sure do. So you can go to 7khealth.com, 7khealth.com. You can log into your back office. You can go even to the direct website. There's a landing page at 7khealth.com. When you go there, you can look at videos. It will explain every single plan and every single program. You can go look at your rates, which means you can decide what your family dynamic is. Are you a single individual? Do you have a spouse and no kids? Are you a single parent with kids, or are you a family? 2 parents in a household and at least 1 child. Find your age bracket. It'll show you your rate instantly. That is your quote. It's just figured out very simply. You don't have to make a phone call and talk to anybody. You can go self-help yourself right in your website. And if you're going, holy cow, that saves me 42% theoretically speaking, you can enroll yourself right there. If you have questions, technical questions, call us. There's a contact us button at the top, and one of our, over 100 staff is there to answer the phone. What does that look like? It means you call in and the person on the other end says, hello, good morning, good afternoon, 7K Health, how may I help you? So that's professional. Isn't that professional? Yeah. So this is not a call center. This is not a call center where you're wondering if they know how to treat you with respect, or they even know the line of work or the business that you're in. The people answering the phone, they understand network marketing. They understand people skills. We treat people respectfully and dignified, and we listen real carefully, and we act because it's not an act. It's because that's what we do. We treat everyone like they're a family member. That's the way it goes. So this is 7K Health that you're calling into. Yes, sir.
Let me try and ask the question this way.
Okay.
Number one, I've never been in direct sales, although I was in sales. I've never been in direct sales. So I'm learning, okay, and learning 7K methods. We throw in the health insurance, and I can immediately see the benefit. I'm past the 65 age. I don't think that my whole life had corporate insurance, but I have kids that want to get into this, that are tight with money, but I hear them talk all the time. Their healthcare costs are really high. And I don't want to put myself in a place that I'm giving them answers. I want to somehow be able to say, hey, there's healthcare here, and I think you can save money. But I need you to look at it, because you're the one paying now so much money. You're the one knowing what your coverages are, and somehow get them connected to you. Rather than,
yeah.
Am I making myself clear?
Yeah, so for those of you that are online, the question is, I'm not an expert at health insurance, and I hope I don't have to be an expert at health insurance. Are you guys there to answer technical questions for us who don't understand this field, or with other people that we're prospecting or communicating to? And the answer is clearly yes. So who are you and who are you not? You are a 7K associate, member, distributor. Are we clear about that? What you are not, I mean, statistically, somebody in this room may be. You're not a licensed insurance agent. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that you are a referring agent, not an insurance agent. Just keep it really simple. So you get to have the fun that's called, wow, you know what? I love 7K Health. Here's why I love it. Here's what's been good for me and my family. I encourage you to take a look, because it may have similar or unique benefits to you that I may or may not have even described. And leave it at that. And when they say, what's your name, sir? What's your name?
Dennis.
Dennis. So when they say, so Dennis, I'm on this plan over here. How do you think it would compare to this plan over here? And what would you do if you were me? Stop. Just stop right there and say, hey, you're asking some really great questions. What I would encourage you to do is go on the website and click the contact us button, and they'll find a phone number and an email address. And they can reach out to us, because licensed insurance experts on your behalf are working for you to answer technical questions. And when they call us and we answer their questions, they go, wow, this is great, I'm going to enroll. guess what, Dennis? They're enrolling with you. Okay, so they're going, I mean, they're in your team. They're already in your team. Now they're going to add 7K Health as a member benefit to their autosaver. And they're going to have that coming every month, and you're going to get those points. And you might be going, well, how many points do I get? And the answer is go to your landing page, your website, and under brochures, there's a brochures tab. Every detail, all the technical information, it's in those brochures. And one of those is your points brochure, your 7K Health points brochure. It'll show you every plan and all the points associated with each plan and combination they could pick. So for example, the family plan, if you're enrolling somebody on a family plan, that's 29 points. 29 points. So I mean, if you had dental and vision, critical illness and accident, you're in the high 20s and into the low 30s potentially. So what do we have? We have health insurance plans, we have dental plans, we have vision plans, and we have a pet program. How many of you have pets or know somebody that has pets? Every hand should go up, right? I remember we brought home this cute little Maltese and my kids begged us, and forgive me, please, because I love pets. However, I don't love pets more than my freedom. So that's my personal stance on pets. You know what I'm talking about. And even if you have pets, you still know what I'm talking about. So my kids talked us into, and we went and paid $800 for this little white fur ball. And we brought that little Maltese home, and we had the what do you call it? The crate. We had the crate, we had all the dog toys and the collar and the new leash and the water and food bowl. And I mean, we were dialed in. And we had talked to the kids, you are going to have to take care of this pet as much as we are. It means that when this thing is yapping at 1 a.m., you're setting your alarm and you are going outside, and I don't care if there's 3 feet of snow, you're digging a path and you're going to put down that poop and pee pad out there and you're going out in the snow. And so that worked for about 2 weeks. And then it was back to me and my wife. Yeah. And I remember standing out there one time at 3 a.m. and it was about 2 below zero. And I'm like, this is for the birds. And I don't know if it was divine intervention or truly an accident. I'm not really sure which it was. I'll just say that it was one of the two. And Sparky was the Maltese's name. So Sparky, we were outside one night and everything was fine. We went back inside, and the next morning, Sparky was pretty sick. And I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong with Sparky. And Sparky had bit a rattle. So, you know, a rattle. And inside, we didn't understand, but this souvenir was from someone that had gone to Africa. And they had given us this African rattle souvenir, all wood carved. And Sparky had gotten hold of this thing, and inside were some seeds. Little did we know that these were deadly seeds, and you eat these seeds and you can die. And so I'm just saying. So we had a decision to make. We had a decision to make, and you might have had to face this. So that all sounds fun and funny and all that now. At that time, it was very traumatic. Yeah. And our kids were mortified, and we had the family discussion, you know, hey, the vet called and the surgery center called, and it's going to cost like $7,000 to do a surgery and open up the stomach and do all this stuff. And there's about a 75% chance that even after this $7,000 surgery, that Sparky's not going to make it. So I'm not going to tell you the outcome of that. That's personal. I will just say that how many of you know somebody or have been in a situation where the cat ate the fur ball, and the next thing you know, there's a $4,000 bill. So when I say we have an amazing pet program, we have an amazing pet program. Discounts, retailers, vet options, etc. And when you think about back to the human side, even the state of Hawaii, anybody know anybody lives in Hawaii? I know Curtis does, I do. We went to great lengths, and Russ was right at the center of this. We put together over a 200-page document and built an entire network of hospitals, doctors, clinics, and physicians through 5 islands in the state of Hawaii, just for 7K metals. And that's the lengths that we go through to make sure that you guys have first-class treatment on every level possible. So here, and I'm going to come to you in just a second, ma'am. So I want you to imagine something. You're driving down the road, you come to an intersection, and every intersection has a gas station. On one corner, it says for gasoline, $5.19. On this corner over here, it says $5.15. And on that gas station corner over there, it says $5.25. So you're about 8 cents difference, high to low. On this corner over here, the last corner, it says $2.29. And you're like, what? And you turn into that gas station, you notice that everyone else said what too. And there's a long line all the way down the street and around the block, and you might have to wait an hour. However, it's 50% off on gas. Now, that literally happened about 20 miles from my hometown. I saw it yesterday. I was on my way to the airport. It almost cost me to miss my flight coming here. And I was on about a quarter tank on my diesel truck. And I saw $3 for diesel. Wow. You know that's good, right? And I was like, I did a double take and I was like, and I screeched my tires and hit the off ramp, and I went down there to see if it was true, and it was true. And there was that long line, and that's what almost made me miss my flight, as I waited for 30 minutes to get gas. So a little gas war. See, that will be momentary. However, what if it wasn't momentary and it was every day, all the time, that you were saving 50% on health insurance? And everyone that you talk to about this inside your 7K business is going to go, what? Are you kidding me? And they're going to check, and they're going to realize it's true. And they're going to want to enroll with you, and you're going to see that whatever your total number of teammates are, your volume is going to quickly spike. Your points are going to potentially go through the roof. And I only say potentially because you have a choice. You don't have to talk about this. And if you don't, nothing will change. And if you do, you're going to shock the socks off of anyone in earshot around this conversation. You know it's a table conversation. You know it's a backyard barbecue conversation. You know it's sitting in the stands at your kid's football practice or basketball game in the arena. It's a common topic. And people don't want to talk about it. They're disgusted. They're fed up. They're sick and tired of unaffordable healthcare, and they're wondering what the oxymoron is about affordable healthcare. Yes or no? Yes. And when you come along and say, hey, we have something truly affordable, take a look and see for yourself. And if you like what you see, call this number, call this website, and reach out. That's exactly what they're going to do. You just have to open your mouth. And so I want to encourage you that it is truly exciting for you all to be able to stack your coins. It is truly exciting to see what Jason and company, Zach Davis and Josh and Roger Ball and all the co-founders and the incredible leaders like Curtis and the rest of the people that are in this room and the rest of you that are online. Thank you again, Mark. It's so awesome knowing you as a friend. It's amazing to see what you all are doing with your word of mouth. I looked up here and I'm thinking, wow, look at that. And by the way, you're not, for those of you online, you're not able to see this. There is an insane display of coins. And we're talking, that is like a very expensive corner of this room over here. Is that all yours, Curtis? You traveled with that? We're gonna get like security detail for you heading out of here. I mean, that's ridiculous. And so I look over here at these points, and I know Curtis is super intelligent around this. Don't take that for granted. Don't put that at risk. I am telling you this is a fact. This is not a debate. The number one reason for bankruptcy in this country isn't for the things you're thinking about. The number one reason people file bankruptcy is for medical expenses that they are suddenly unprepared for and are not able to afford. You'd be appalled at how fast you can rack up a $25,000 bill, a $200,000 bill, a $500,000 bill. You'd be amazed at how quickly that can occur. You all know that that's true, right? Yeah. And so the fact is that the brilliance of this company has made it possible for you to do something that few to no people have ever done. And I'm going to close with this, and we'll take a few more questions and just say this. You're going, how do you do that? How do you do that when all these other big giant moguls in insurance have never done it or figured it out or talked about it or allowed you to have the privilege of what we're talking about. How do you do that? Here's the story. There's a saying that says, if you want to catch a mouse, you have to think like a cheese. Okay. So you're sitting here going, okay, why and how has this not ever happened? And when you want something badly enough, you will put the energy on it. And we did. We spent years and years and years collectively, internally, asking ourselves the same question and attempting to come up with these solutions that were elusive. It's kind of like Bigfoot or a Yeti. You hear that they're out there, and yet no one ever has verifiable proof or a clear photo. You always see the grainy ones. Well, we dispelled all that. So what we did is we went to the Native Americans and we said, here's what we have in mind. And here's what this could look like. And if we did this, it could be a huge win-win-win. So I liked Curtis's analogy up here earlier. He had a first base, a second base, a third base. You ever heard of a triple play in baseball before? It's almost unheard of, like Bigfoot. And when it happens, it's like, wow, that was amazing. And in history, there's been a few triple plays. We figured out how to put a triple play together around this topic so everybody wins. You win, 7K Metals wins, and the Native Americans win. So how that looks today is they said, we would agree to be in business with you. And why we wanted to do that is because if we could take insurance and domicile it, build it, create it, solidify it, and legalize it on Native American land and domicile it there, it means that as you and I are thinking about in a normal sense with federal and state regulations, and we won't get into details about what all that means or doesn't mean, I'll just say that it falls out the typical parameters of regulation. And so now, rather than being stuck between what's like the worst case scenario you can think of, like a terrible Netflix movie, like stuck between the drug cartel and the mafia. That'd be a pretty bad place to be stuck, right?
Yes.
That's where most people feel like they're stuck around insurance. There's no way out and there's no options. So what if we could set our own pricing? What if we could put and build the plans the way that we think they're best for people and make it in your best interest? Have you ever wondered, serious question, why it is that a healthy person has to pay the same amount as the unhealthy person? Why is that? Let me ask you a deeper question. Was it CNC Music Factory? The song, the things that make you go, you ever heard that song before? This is one of those things, the things that make you go, I sit there and go, all the time. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? I'm a kind of person who likes to dig. Well, there are so many people that are not able to afford their medical bills. There are so many people in this country who are not contributing to the medical system. And this country has a law that says you have to be treated, and we'll figure out how we're going to work out the money later on. So you walk in and you get treated. You know how many things get written off? It doesn't really get written off. It just means that those that are willing to pay are going to pay for the people that don't or aren't willing to pay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now I summarized that real quickly. That's kind of a little dirty overview, but you get the point, right? Okay, so we're doing our best to not play any of those games. We're looking at you as an individual and making this as simple as possible and lowering down all those rates. We're not looking to pay for, Class A real estate space and impress you with marble floors or Ferraris out in the parking lot. We're looking to create the lowest price, highest value possible, and we're trusting that you're going to go out and talk about it and spread the news all over the world. And we'd rather make little tiny margins on a lot more volume than the opposite, which is what you see now. That's our strategy. How many of you like the sound of the Native American relationship? You like that?
Yeah.
So when we said, what do you want? They said, we want NARA, the Native American Restoration Association. That's a nonprofit. What does it do? You can read all about it in your back office on your website in great detail. Couple summaries. Wouldn't it be nice, they said, if you understood the statistics about how many of our tribal people, our young kids, are already stuck on alcohol and substance abuse, and how many of them been sexually violated, and how many of them don't get proper education and never go to school and don't graduate from college because they don't even go or attempt. And our roads are terrible, and our hospitals are terrible, and our medical systems are terrible. We want things to be elevated here. Would you be willing, they said, to take a little percentage of the success on each of those premiums that people are paying and donate that to NARA? And we said we would love to do that. So while you're enjoying and hooting and hollering, going, man, look at how much money we saved and look how much value we have, over your shoulder, you need to know that you're saving lives and improving the quality of people's lives that need it and they deserve it. And that's what we're doing. How cool is that? Yep. Okay, I saw a hand go up in the back.
About what you do and don't pay for. Does your insurance company pay for other than conventional therapies?
So the question.
Diagnostic studies.
Okay, so are you asking if we pay for diagnostic studies or diagnostic
Other
testing?
than
Russ? See, technical question. Hey, Russ, why don't you come up here for a second? While he's walking up here, let me introduce Russ real quickly. Russ is a professional golfer.
Before I got fat.
You're laughing, it's true. He is a professional golfer. He's a teaching pro, and you do not want to bet him on a golf course. Yeah, he teaches people how to swing the club and to be very effective when they go out and play that game. I've learned a lot by playing golf with Russ, and I like his attention to detail because it all comes down to technique. Yes or no? Yep. And your business, it's a great metaphor. It'll come down to your technique, how you listen to Curtis, and how you listen to Bobby and Michael and Debbie and other people that are in this room and Mark online, how you listen to these people and execute and follow through. It's super important that you hear what they say. More importantly, watch what they do. Watch what they do. And so when I look at Russ with his golf swing, I'm able to go, man, if I can just have that posture, the grip, the alignment, the smoothness and the cadence of that swing, I could get my golf ball to go straight too. And that's what will happen in your business. So behind the scenes, you know, Russ is working with so many of our staff members and customer service and all the attention to detail. That's his specialty and forte. You may not see him very often. And I invited him to be here today because I knew today was a really important day. And we wanted you to see some faces and meet some people today in our well-rounded people that we are. So I wanted Russ to share with you a few thoughts about customer service. He can answer that technical question there as well. Russ has been a licensed insurance agent for decades, plural, and he knows a thing or two. I keep borrowing taglines. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. And that's, I think that's, so anyhow, and I want you to hear from Russ. So could you take a few, answer her question?
Absolutely.
As well as talk a little bit about how we handle people and treat people and customer service.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so to your well, first of all, my name is Russ Miller. Thank you for having me along with Scott. It was nice meeting everybody last night and again this morning. I can tell you that is an impressive stat. As Scott said, I might have met some of you back in May in Vegas. I attended the convention and worked the 7K Health booth. I loved it so much, I joined 7K. So on your question, right? So we do cover things like chiropractic, but I really would have to dig in, but I'm not 100% sure that we do cover those things. If you and everyone can write down this email address, the best way to get me and my team is agent services, all spelled out, at freemarketadmin.com. Agent services at freemarketadmin.com. Free, FREE, marketadmin.com. It's an email box that myself and the few select agents oversee so that we can do that. And then if you did send an email, just make sure you told us who you were. You were 7K Health or with 7K and you're having a question about 7K Health, and we'll be more than happy to get back to you. Yeah, so we had a conversation last night, and we got folks online, right, all over the country. And obviously, one of the things, as Scott mentioned earlier, you're not some of you are, but you're not licensed health insurance agents. You're just kind of trusting that someone else is going to do that. And, any business I've ever been part of, I really don't like to trust, right? I want to know that things are done right and things are done the way I would do. And so what I'm up here telling you today is that you can trust us to take care of your folks. Scott and I are both 7K members, care about 7K, and we're passionate about doing it right and making sure that we take care of people. So can I stand here today in front of you and promise you no one will ever have a problem? Absolutely not. That's not the real world, but the real world is fixing it and then making that person a fan, and that we can promise. So most of the people that I have spoken with through 7K over the last few years, it started with a problem, right? Somebody had an issue or a problem, and then we try to take care of it, and they say, man, Russ, we need you on this one. So I call the member, discuss the issue, get them the help that they need, and then I hear back from them, and of course they're happy, right? So that's just, a commitment that we want to make to you. Scott mentioned the why. We heard from the folks in Hawaii, and I think some were on the online today. We went from 2 to 200 providers. So, it was a big win. And Hawaii, we see you. We've seen the enrollment. So thank you.
Yeah.
What was
Thanks,
the
Russ.
third word? Free market.
Free, FRE, market, admin, short for administration, freemarketadmin.com. All right.
Thanks, Russ.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Excellent. All right, we have time for a few more questions. I would say if they're technical questions, like does it cover this or cover that? Let's save those questions, because we could be here doing that for hours, right? So those technical details are going to be in your brochures. They're descriptive. Look through the brochures. If you look through the brochures and watch the video on each plan that's in there, you're going to see everything you need to know. If something doesn't make sense, then call us, so we don't spend hours going through, does it do this or do that, when you can read about it. Okay, any other questions? Yes, Debbie.
The question is, yes, do you have to be a member of 7K? And then how is that policed? So if someone were to just call, get wind of you and call in the contact info, how is that tracked or traced back to the referrer?
Perfect. Did you say something?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yes, so yeah, Debbie, you do need to be a member of 7K Metals. So remember, this is a member benefit, and we want to be super clear about that. So this isn't just for anybody that's out there, which, by the way, is attractive, right? Doesn't that give you kind of another reason or method or way, if this happens to come up first, to say, hey, again, borrowing that tagline, our members have phenomenal benefits. And if you're a member of 7K, they go, well, how do I be a member of 7K? And what does that mean? And what does that look like? There's your door opening right there to say, hey, this is a great conversation. So is that okay for you?
And then if someone were to, let's say, a prospect looking at the company says, I'm interested in the health insurance, and they call in, is your staff trained to say, you have to be a member, you've got to get with the person that is showing you the company?
We totally are. So here's what that was. So online, the question is, what if someone called in that wasn't already a member, like they just picked up the phone, they heard someone talking about it? We're always going to ask, how did you hear about us? So that's the first thing we ask, is how did you hear about us? What's your member ID? Well, I don't have a member ID. Okay, well, you need to get with the person who brought this to your attention, then call us back. So we don't even talk to anybody unless they can document that they're a member of 7K Metals. Fair enough? Okay, now there's a second piece to your question you didn't know you asked.
Tell us.
There is one exception to not having to be a member. And that is if you're talking to a group. Okay, so say you're going to go to work Monday morning and you're going to be at your 17-person company. And now your light bulb should be going off with this story, okay? So you're at your 17-person company, you know there's 17 staff members there, and you walk into the manager or the controller or the HR person and say, hey, you know the insurance plan that we have in place? And all you have to do is just remember the tagline from the Green Gecko and just say, what if we could save our company 30–40% potentially? I have a contact for you. Can I make that contact with you? Can I have you talk to someone that can increase the value of what we have here and look at some pricing for us? And if they're open-minded to that, we will have that conversation. You don't need to have the conversation. You can call us on the phone and say, hey, XYZ company, they got 17 people that are on insurance right now. Would you help me in a conversation to talk to these folks? Now, let's say that happens. So now XYZ company says, this makes a lot of sense. Let's move forward. So we will help you enroll that company. Did you hear that? We will help you enroll that company. Please don't do that on your own. You're not qualified. We don't want you to be. Don't even think like that. Don't burden yourself with, how do I do this? Your part is just the fun part. Your part is just the table setter. We will serve the food. Okay, so you set the table, we'll serve the food and clear all the dishes up afterwards and provide dessert and coffee. So we get on the phone, we help those people enroll into the plans, and we do it a la carte. Like, this plan's best for this person out of the 17, and this one's best for this family, and this one has a unique scenario. So we can piecemeal all the right plans for each person in the company, which is a custom fit. Remember, how many of you are old enough to see Father of the Bride? Remember the movie Father of the Bride, Steve Martin? Remember when he finds a suit upstairs and he puts it on, he like barely gets on his body and it's like fits like a glove. And it's gonna fit exactly the way it needs to fit for each person. And now you're going, well, wait a second. Is that one person or one account, or is that 17 accounts? And it's 17 accounts. Wow. Okay, so you had one conversation, one close, and all of those people, let's just say the average was, 25 points. Okay, so 25 points per person. All of those are auto savers. So what's 25 times 17? What is it?
A lot.
415. 425, I'm gonna say 425. Okay, so there's 425 points. Where does it go? On your pay leg. Got that? It goes right on your pay side. So boom, there it goes. And we get that turned in over to 7K Metals, and you'll see that show up in your back office. And not one time, it's every single month that they stay on the plans. Yes.
If you're 17 or over 65, they will just not be written.
Yeah, we wouldn't give that person a policy or plan. They'd be on Medicare, right? So it'd be 17 minus that person. Yes.
Okay.
I want to understand, Daniel, what he said a while ago. If you've got, say you're talking to somebody about insurance, you're trying to get them in a second package, and they want to look at the insurance, and you go to your website and let them see what they can get for, you see if it's going to help them with that.
You sure could. You can do that. You have the right to share with them what those plans look like. It's you draw the line as soon as they ask you a question. You can say, here's a resource for you to go look at things and look at some information.
Can we tell them where it's at?
On like your website?
Yeah, tell this gentleman, like, go to the link, come down to 7K plan, and click on brochures, there it is.
You can, and better yet, rather than sending them like that whole website so they get lost in the weeds and all that extra information, I pull up a brochure or the rate sheet and I just hit the share button and I'd let that document go straight to them in the form of an email.
Or you can look at my Facebook page, because I put it all over it.
One more question. I'll let these guys go.
Okay, we're gonna take one more question, then we're gonna let the folks online go, and I'm gonna take the hand in the very back. So,
Okay, I have one quick question. I've heard that once a person, turns 65 and they are on Medicare, they need a supplement to pay the 20% of 80% coverage. So do we have that available, the supplement?
we do not do any supplements. We don't do anything with Medicare.
So no extra.
Yep. Now, I will say this, remember, if you are 65 or older and you or someone you know is on Medicare and they're thinking about things like supplements, I would just keep this in mind. The things that we have that are available for that is the 24-hour virtual care. Remember that. That's really, really key, and that has points. Okay, so every plan, a little plan, a medium plan, a big plan, a fully blown plan, a partial plan, the vision plan, the dental plan, the ancillary or supplemental plans that we have, those all have points associated to them, and don't underestimate the power of 24-hour virtual care or the pet product or the standalone dental program that we have as well that can be added on to somebody that is 65 years or older. Did I word that okay, Russ? Yes?
Yeah, well, yes, that's right.
Okay. All right, so. Yeah, go ahead. You good?
All right, guys. We want to thank everybody for joining us online today. Mark, I know you are back on here and you've got a little bit of kind of get starting training that you're going to finish the call up for all those that have joined online. Looks like we still got over 250 people on. So again, thank you for joining us, everybody. We're going to say bye from Bossier City, everybody, and we'll see you later. Thank you, Mark. Miss you.
Thank you, Curtis. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Well, we're going to be wrapping up here shortly, but I want to just give you a little bit more information just to wrap up the day. I hope that everybody got a lot of good info about that. I will say the health insurance is an outstanding benefit. Again, don't try to be the expert on it. And but look at that as something that is just an additional outstanding way to go out there and add to your points. I would also mention this, everybody, don't redirect your energy. Don't all of a sudden turn your focus all the way over to the health insurance unless that is something that is in your space that you've been dealing with, like maybe you deal with disability insurance or things like that. I would encourage you just stick with the fundamentals, and that's what's going to really help in terms of building in the dreams that you want and helping your team to take action during the Gold Rush Challenge. So just a little bit of information here, everybody. The Gold Rush Challenge, if you're not familiar, is running from January 1st through April 1st. So it's already in place. And what you want to do is you want to form teams of 3 to 5 different members. And you can only have 1 bronze and higher per team. Basically, it's working together, everybody working together, all putting in their individual efforts to share the information and basically do the fundamentals. And what it will do, though, is it will drive tremendous synergy in your team. And that's what you want. You want that excitement, and you want that overall enthusiasm to just be amongst everybody. And the best way for you to be able to get access to that is if you go to 7K Exclusive, which is a Facebook group. If you're not a part of that yet, you want to join that group. And you can see right here a message from Blake giving all the details on how to get yourself registered. It's all right there. There are other ways that you can register yourself as well. Just make sure you get with a person who sponsored you or your support team and get yourself onto a team. If you are not on a team yet, please reach up, let people know, because we really want to make sure that everybody can participate in this and everybody has fun. And that's the whole thing, everybody. It's a competition, but it's not a competition. We'll help everybody. We don't care whether you're on our team or not. And I speak for every other leader on this Zoom. We just want to make it fun and have us all go to the top together. All ships rise with the tide. And so that's going to be great for all of us. Here is the challenge form that you need to fill out. Teams need to be submitted by the end of business tonight. So you need to get them in by midnight Mountain Time, or you won't be able to add people onto your team. Everything needs to be completed by then. So if you need to make those last minute calls, do that and submit this paperwork to make sure that everybody's getting in and is in that contest, because we're going to make it a lot of fun as well. So I highly encourage that. Also, everybody, let me just this is where I'm going to get into a few different things, and hopefully this can be a little bit of fun. Because I want to kind of give everybody a few of the different ideas as to how to maximize your points on the Gold Rush Challenge. Because a lot of us, some of us might be wanting to join the Gold Rush Challenge, but maybe we haven't been out there sharing yet, or maybe we've been out there and not having the results that we want yet. And so I want to kind of make it a little bit of fun to talk with you and share with you a few of the common mistakes that people might come across as they go out there and start sharing this information with people. First off, a lot of people can get into paralysis because they get intimidated. They don't know what to say. They sit and try and worry about getting everything perfectly right. And they worry about making a mistake or saying the wrong thing. And so overcoming the fear of prospecting is one of the things that obviously it's just picking up that 500-pound phone and making that first dial. It's always going to be intimidating at the beginning, but once you go out and start making a few calls, it gets easier and easier. And if you can have someone with your support team there when you're making those calls to help you, provide the support, make you feel good, then you know what? That's a great thing as well. So don't feel like you have to do it alone. As a matter of fact, I encourage you not to do it alone, because if you do it alone, you're also showing to your prospect that there's not necessarily a support system in place. That's why it's important to do it as a team effort. The next thing is that we tend to become the messenger or the message instead of the messenger. And basically we go out, and you've heard this slogan before, where we throw up all over people, and you tend to be talking and telling everybody like what you just heard. And, you don't want to be that, because then the information or the person is going to be looking at you as now being the person for credibility. And if you don't have that credibility necessarily, then that's why, again, you want to point to that third party information. Now, this third one is actually kind of funny, that some people are so aggressive and that they want to go out there and they want to share this with people that you sometimes push people away. And you don't want to do that. So this is kind of a humorous clip about how that could be you, another scenario. So let's watch this. All right. And so in a nutshell, everybody, what's happening there is that we sometimes can be too aggressive. We approach people with a mindset that we're so excited that we can't bottle up our enthusiasm. And what we tend to do is get too excited, and it tends to get people a little bit nervous. So remember, the key is just be yourself. Just don't try and be anything that you're not. Just be you. And if you go out there and you do that, you're going to find that you're going to have a lot of success. You get a lot of people who are here who've got your back, and they're here to support and help you every step of the way. Now, ignorance on fire beats knowledge on ice. You'll hear us say this a lot. I'm going to tell you flat out, everybody, don't sit and try and study and learn everything. You'll learn it over time as you're out there earning. I'm going to tell you flat out, if you're out there doing something that the person that you're sharing this with is watching and can duplicate, then it's going to be tremendous for you. You're going to be very, very glad that you did that, because they can get into activity right away. So keep it simple, keep it fun. And I encourage you, again, you'll learn this stuff over time. Some people think they need to learn all the answers first, and you don't, because that's where you've got that support system where you can pick up the phone and make a three-way call, have that expert come in and be the answer, provide the answers for you. When you do that, again, your person you're sharing this with is watching your example and seeing you use a support system and thinking, I can do that too. And I'm going to tell you what, the simplicity, keeping this simple and fun, everybody, people are drawn to your attitude way much more than they're drawn to your knowledge. So just keep that in mind. Now, the next thing I want to do, and basically this is what you are, you're Vanna White. We're simply the ones who are bringing the message to the people, and then we're getting ourselves out of the way. Now, if you are the message, maybe you're flipping through a Wealth Strategies book, or maybe you're simply showing a video and you're the one simply pointing to the video. See, if I'm brand new and I got started this morning and I watched, for example, Madiba come up and simply say, hey, listen, Mark, check this out. And he showed me something. And then someone came on as a third party support person. I'm thinking I can do this right now. If I want to get to this particular goal, I know that I've got the skills and talent to do it because I just saw that from the example that was just shared with me. And so everybody can be a Vanna White. Again, what does she do if you think about it on Wheel of Fortune? She does not stand in front of the letters and tell people what the letters are. Instead, she stands off to the side, she flips the letters and then points to the message. That's exactly what we're doing here. And so we want to keep that simplicity in mind. Now, in helping your team, this is important, okay? Because we need to find out and we need to mirror and match where our team is at. We need to make sure we're not blowing them out of the water. I've been guilty of this. I brought someone on board as a brand new member. Now, obviously, within our Gold Rush Challenge teams, we're able to go in and do an accountability work or call or Zoom with those folks. And everybody's going to go at the pace that they feel comfortable with, but they're going to push themselves a little bit. However, sometimes when we introduce someone into our team, we're very excited about where our business is going. And we naturally assume that our excitement is felt by everybody out there. And we're not out there listening to what our people are wanting. We're not listening to their why. We're not listening to maybe their pace. And so we want to be able to mirror and match them. We want to meet them where they're at. In other words, if they want to run, hey, let's run with them. But if they want to go at a slower pace, we want to be there for support, but we don't want to be pushing them if they don't want to go there. And this is a good example. You're heading towards freedom, but your unwilling member who you were sitting there sometimes putting our business on hold because we're waiting on our team members that we brought on board to feel the same excitement and energy as we do. And sometimes they just don't feel that. And there's nothing that we can do about that. We just need to go out there and find new blood, new people that see what we see. And think about this. Which would you rather be? Which seems easier? This with your team or doing this with your team? Running with your team, finding the ones who see this and want to run, as opposed to going out there and sometimes trying to convince those people who just don't see it. So if you run with your team, everybody, and this is what we ultimately want to do, we want to create that synergy together. I'm going to tell you what, every single one of us wins. It doesn't matter who's on whose team. Everybody wins. If we win as a culture, if we win as a collective company, and we create an atmosphere, an environment that people are feeling accepted, they're feeling that they can come in and they're going to win, that it's fun, it's energetic, it's exciting, then they're going to stick. And especially when they start seeing what we see. Most people don't see what we see. They don't know it yet. They don't understand what's going on. This is why you each are the visionaries out there. You're the ones who are seeing this before the masses see it. Sometimes that may make you raise doubt in your own mind about whether what you're pursuing is not the best thing. This is by far the best thing. With our money system going the way it is, this is the best protection that we can go out. And this is a divine mission I personally feel that we're on, to go out there and share this with as many people as we can. Not trying to convince them by any means, but simply getting them to simply see what we see. And those simple words have been so powerful for me to be able to get someone to take a look. Listen, what do you know about gold and silver? You need to see what someone showed me. Listen, what are you doing about what's going on with this inflation? You need to see what someone shared with me last night. I don't know if it's going to be for you, but you need to see this. That passion there, we're promoting the movie. We're the movie trailer. Who wants to go see the movie, though, if the movie trailer gives away the movie? Think about that. So I'm going to play you this real quickly. I'm trying to remember what specifically this is, but I think it's kind of humorous. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Success is about mastering a simple system of sharing and then teaching others to do the same. I want you to watch this very, very quick clip as we wrap this up. But this clip shows you. Now, when you first get started, everybody, as a team, people come in and they don't know what to do. They're kind of lost. And so they get in and everybody starts getting into their own pace, their own rhythm. But if we started promoting a simple system where we promoted people into a consistent training, we promoted people into the same simple philosophies, then you're going to find your team is going to win. Watch this. It's about a 3-minute video, but I want you to see, because this is a perfect example of what our teams are like when we start and how we can go out there and sculpt them to drive into the perfect rhythm. So check this out. Yeah, that one. All right. All right, you get the point, everybody. If we consistently stuck with a consistent rhythm, we got people into consistent habits of being plugged in. 90% of the success in this business is showing up. If people aren't showing up, then they're drifting away from the fire and they're going to get stuck in the cynicism of the world. So let's make sure we keep them around the fire. And we do this regardless of who's on whose team. We do it as a collective, one big family. We do that, everybody wins. We are in such a we should be in such a mindset of abundance right now. We don't worry about the one or two that may have gotten away. We go out there and just focus on it. We're building something collectively that's going to be benefiting everybody out there. It's much bigger than any of us. And that's why sometimes we've got to get over it in terms of just feeling down on ourselves, because it's much bigger than us. People need to know about this. So here's some things that we're starting to do, and it's asking the brand new person when they get started, what is your objective? Do you just want to use the membership? Because I don't want to be pushing someone who sits there and says they don't want to share. I want them to simply understand that, hey, listen, it's here. So we ask them, do you want to learn how to share and get paid? Yes or no? Now, if they're a no, then what do? We get them immediately plugged into every membership benefit. We make sure that they have their Sound Money wallet set up. They've got their Stack and Sell set up. And then we basically get them so they're plugged into whichever other benefits they're asking about or that they want. Make sure they're seeing the benefit. Make sure they're experiencing positive benefits from this membership. And then what we want to do is maybe follow up with them in a couple of weeks after they've had a chance to experience it. Now, you can ask them at the beginning if they want to learn how they can get their money back on their membership, or what I like to do is sometimes call them back in a couple of weeks after they've experienced the membership and fallen in love with a benefit such as the Sound Money wallet. Now we can say, hey, listen, I wanted to follow up with you. It's good to do that anyway, because if they haven't been using the membership, we want to make sure that they're plugged in and engaged, that we want them to stick. We want them to keep this membership. But we'll call them up in a couple of weeks and we'll simply say, hey, listen, how have you been enjoying your membership? Oh, it's been really good. Great. Which benefit do you like the best? And they'll tell you which benefit. Now, a lot of times it might be the Sound Money wallet. It's probably, and most often that's going to be the case. In this case, we might then be able to say, listen, if there's a way that we could show you how you could get your membership paid for, would you be open to hearing about it? Well, how do I do that? Well, let me ask you, can you think of two people that maybe you might also benefit from that Sound Money wallet, or that might also benefit where you could send them gold and silver from your wallet? Can you think of two people like that? Now what they're doing, everybody, is they're not thinking about how they're going to benefit if the person that joins, which is a lot of times they feel guilty because they're talking to my friend, I'm making money off my friends. Now they understand they've got a true benefit here, and they're going to their friends because they truly believe in it and they know their friend needs to know about it. It's so much more powerful. And, when we do that, we're keeping it fun. Again, we're keeping it light. We're making sure that they're happy with their membership. Now, if they say yes, they are open to sharing, then we need to find out where they are on a 1 to 10 scale. Some people, and this is what we ask them, on a 1 to 10, where are you? 1, you're sitting at home waiting for someone to knock on your door and ask you about a membership. Probably not going to happen, but that's your pace that you want to go at. So let's meet you at where you're at. A 10 would be, hey, I want to go after that silver bar. I want a 100-ounce silver bar in my first 90 days. I will tell you this, everybody, if they're on the latter half of that scale, then we need to get into their list and get into helping them get launched immediately within 2 to 3 days. And the reason, and this is before they start getting themselves educated on all of this stuff with our membership, because the more they learn, the more they talk, the more they become the message. If we get them in and going out and simply saying, hey, listen, they just get started right now. And I say, hey, listen, how fast do you want to get started? I want to get started right away. Great. Who do you know that we can call up who maybe is dissatisfied with their job? And we help them build their list. Don't just say, go build your list. Work it with them. Dig. There's gold in their contacts. And then what we do, everybody, is we simply help them to start reaching out and just saying, listen, I came across, what are your thoughts on gold and silver? What are you doing about this inflation? Listen, someone just showed me something you really should take a look at. They have a question. That's a great question. I don't know enough to answer it, and I can't do it justice. That's why I want you to take a look. I don't know if it'd be for you or not, but I really would love to at least get your opinion. I mean, if someone asked me that, I'd be like, all right, I'll take a look. And I gave them that out by telling them, if this isn't for you, I'm okay with that. Now it drops their defenses, so they're willing to listen and say, you know what, this makes sense, but they've already been given permission to say no. But when we do that, it gives us more posture, okay? And here's your chart, everybody. Here's your copper tracker. Some of you might have different ones within your team, but it's basically you got 2 personals left, and you help one of those 2 personals on the left or the right get there too. If you don't want to do this, if you're content with 500 a week, then let's help you get your 2, and let's help them duplicate. Think about this, everybody. We've already heard that the average person in our industry can introduce 2.3 people. If we just focus on helping everybody get their 2, then this is going to be game over. You're going to help people win. You're going to put them in a position where they're seeing growth, where they're seeing themselves in a position of control when there's so much chaos going on all over the world. And so think about this. At liftoff, a rocket is going to expend the most energy. That's when it starts, when it launches, boom, full throttle. Get that rocket off the ground. And that's what every single one of us is in our business. We've got, in the rocket's case, it's gravity and inertia that's holding them back. In our case, it's fear. It's worrying about what to say, what's wrong, or anything, like trying to learn everything. It's all these other different factors that mentally hold us back, and we just need to launch. And I would best suggest everybody to launch by inviting a bunch of people onto a Zoom and letting your upline or letting your support team do their talking for you, or having a home party, inviting a bunch of people over and doing it with a smile on your face and just making it very light. And I would tell you, if we all did that, if we did a launch party, whether it be on Zoom or in person, every one of us just committed to doing one. We can show you how to do it and learn from your support team on how to do it. It's very simple. You just call up and invite. When they come over, you hit play and get out of the way. Then you have a support person call in and answer the questions and basically do the rest. And all you have to do is sit there and smile and pay attention. Be part of the message, okay? I'm going to close with this, everybody. I hope everybody got a good message out of today's Super Saturday. It was obviously great training down in Louisiana, hearing from Josh, hearing from Jason, hearing from Scott and Curtis and so many other folks. This was great, and I hope everybody took some good stuff out of that. I don't know if people are familiar with the leadership lessons of a dancing guy, but that's how we're going to close this off, by giving you some great leadership lessons by watching real life examples as to how you can go out there and live the life of your dreams through this business. So let me share this video with everybody. Enjoy this. And thank you again so much. Let's go out there and get your teams together by the end of business tonight. Get them into corporate. Go to 7K exclusive and make sure you follow those instructions. And let's get you on a team, most importantly. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to play this last video and then I'm going to close. So thanks, everybody. Watch this.
If you've learned a lot about leadership and making a movement, then let's watch a movement happen start to finish in under 3 minutes and dissect some lessons. First, of course, a leader needs the guts to stand alone and look ridiculous. But what he's doing is so simple, it's almost instructional. This is key. You must be easy to follow. Now here comes the first follower with a crucial role. He publicly shows everyone else how to follow. Notice how the leader embraces him as an equal. So it's not about the leader anymore. It's about them, plural. Notice how he's calling to his friends to join in. So it takes guts to be a first follower. You stand out and you brave ridicule yourself. Being a first follower is an underappreciated form of leadership. The first follower transforms a lone nut into a leader. If the leader is the flint, the first follower is the spark that really makes the fire. Now here's the second follower. This is a turning point. It's proof the first has done well. Now it's not a lone nut and it's not 2 nuts. 3 is a crowd and a crowd is news. A movement must be public. Make sure outsiders see more than just the leader. Everyone needs to see the followers because new followers emulate followers, not the leader. Now here come 2 more people, then 3 more immediately. Now we've got momentum. This is the tipping point, and now we have a movement. As more people jump in, it's no longer risky. If they were on the fence before, there's no reason not to join in now. They won't stand out, they won't be ridiculed, and they will be part of the in crowd if they hurry. And over the next minute, you'll see the rest who prefer to stay part of the crowd, because eventually they'd be ridiculed for not joining. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how a movement is made. So let's recap what we've learned. If you are a version of the shirtless dancing guy, all alone, remember the importance of nurturing your first few followers as equals, making everything clearly about the movement, not you. Be public, be easy to follow. But the biggest lesson here, did you catch it? Leadership is overglorified. Yes, it started with the shirtless guy, and he'll get all the credit, but you saw what really happened. It was the first follower that transformed a lone nut into a leader. There's no movement without the first follower. See, we're told that we all need to be leaders, but that would be really ineffective. The best way to make a movement, if you really care, is to courageously follow and show others how to follow. When you find a lone nut doing something great, have the guts to be the first person to stand up and join in.
All right. And, as we take a look at our particular situation, everybody, Richard Hansen was that lone nut. And then along came Josh Anderson and our other co-founders, and now we're all pouring in. So let's go out there and create this movement and have a wonderful week. Appreciate you all. Get yourself registered. Love you all. Thanks so much. Enjoy the day, everybody. I'm going to unmute everybody, or allow you to be able to unmute yourself. So just make sure you let everybody know how much you enjoyed today. Thank you so much.
That was amazing.
Thank
Mark.
you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. That was great.
Greatly
enjoyed it.
Thank you, Mark and Diane. It was great.
Thank
Love it. Love it.
Great job.
Awesome.
Good job. Excellent.
Thank you. Blessings.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bless.